Holy shnikes. I am so bad. Dude, if only Bucket were here to have seen all of this technical difficulties. I'm actually pretty happy she wasn't here to judge me. Okay, so we popped out chat. Put it in live chat. Did I put the Discord in here? There's the Discord. Go like that. Go like that. All right. Here we go, here we go. We got that up, we got that up. We think we know what we're doing. I think my audio is actually working. All right. Maybe I should post that this is actually live in the Discord too. I am such an old man. I am so bad at this. Why do people even watch my stream? It's just an old Zoomer. I'm an Gen X. Is that Zoomer with an X? That does not know how to use his technology correctly. Okay, looks like we're all ready. All right. Well, let's take away last week in the Republican Party, March 5th, 2024. This was posted just yesterday. I bet it's going to be really loud. Let's go like this.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
What is it about President Trump that you need back in our society right now?
He's a man with morals.
I don't have President.
Shit, that
I have
hurt.
President Trump's back because
Christ,
he
that
has
hurt.
my back. I'm with President Trump because he has your back.
The positive swamping.
Does the fact that your niece's existence is good and they have a right to
Michael
life
Knowles' take on the IVF
Does
was
that
horrific.
justify rape?
He had experience in
God.
something else. You know that.
Mass deportations are going to start. If you don't like that, then don't vote for President Trump.
One's not going to be a good
Oh,
president.
this
He's gonna
guy.
go balls to scratch.
Nobody's ever seen it. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. They're coming in from jail.
That's why they shut down a laptop.
Oh, right, the penis pictures that we're going to decide
Oh
America's
my
future.
God.
We're getting rid of the Romneys of the world.
What reality do we live in?
My dad's the big guy.
All the woman's good for him. My
The
book is
big guy.
having babies and taking care of the house.
Oh,
Bing.
jeez.
Boom. This is me. I hear. Bing.
Well, go into Google
Oh,
right
Christ.
now and type in, can a man become pregnant?
How does the back of my head look? Is it okay?
Dude, he's got a gigantic bald spot. I got a gigantic bald spot too.
You're being considered for a VP slot. Is that something you're open to?
I would be open to that. My mission is to
Ooh.
Your Highness, which is
Jesse
interesting.
Waters is so
Vote for a
weird.
woman, and especially, Nikki Haley. I'm just gonna say this. She's probably menopausal. We don't need that.
Will repeat you.
Oh, God.
See Maduro, Venezuela, Gavin Newsom, the new scum.
Get that
Oh.
microphone on my face, buddy.
Barack Hussein, gay, raised by transgenders, Obama.
Let's put Fannie and Nikki in jail.
Okay.
Under President Trump,
It's funny. Okay.
had record unemployment.
I happen to have a very good relationship
What?
with a woman called Melania. I'm like an artist.
I have a lot of money. I could do what I want to do.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
He's so crazy. Oh, Christ, these people are insane. Oh.
A
What?
conservative
Oh,
YouTube
stop it.
channel that has, in
No,
my
I don't-
opinion, one of the
for me.
best YouTube.
Oh, no. Is this about Ben Shapiro? Good God. Not the Ben Shapiro rap video. That is like the greatest... Is it a travesty or a tragedy? I think it's a travesty. I need to remember which one is which. I think it's a tragedy. The greatest tragedy that has occurred in white hip-hop in about 100 years. Like, I shit you not, I think Ben Shapiro and Tom McDonald set back white people in the hip-hop culture by easily 50 years. As a young white kid growing up in the ghetto, I grew up on West Coast gangster rap. I grew up on SIBO. I grew up on Selly Cell. I grew up on E40, Rappin' Forte. I grew up on, obviously, Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. All the good stuff. And then at one point or another, Eminem came out. I think I was probably like, to tell you exactly how old as dirt I am, I think I was about 18 or 19 when Eminem came out. Might have even been a little bit younger. And it was just like this moment of finally in the hip hop community, a white person being accepted and just feeling so. And even to be honest with you, I listened to a lot of gangster stuff, so it was like, listening to Eminem, I was like, this dude's kind of weird. He's gonna ruin it. This is our only chance, and he's ruining it. And then I found out that he was being produced by Dre, and I was like, oh, we got a chance. We got a chance. We might finally be accepted in hip-hop culture. And then Ben Shapiro made a rap video in 2024, and that might be the end of white people in rap. That might be it. I don't know if we're going to be allowed anywhere near hip-hop ever again. It might be over for us, guys. Fuck. I wonder if this is what this is about.
YouTube channel names of all time because I relate to it. Generally Irritable has had
That's a pretty good name, actually.
well, they're creative, let's just put it that way. And they've got some videos, it's a conservative channel, so they've got some videos poking fun at me, and I have a sense of humor, so I'm totally fine with it.
Good job, Anna.
But one of our viewers had sent me the video that we're about to show you, and I loved it so much, and I thought it was so funny that I couldn't help but want to share it with you all. It took a while for me to get in contact with, the person behind the channel. Erica Reddick is her name, and I did get permission from her to use the video.
Oh, just
the
use
video
it,
we're going
Anna.
to show you though
How long
was
you been on
changed by
YouTube,
us
Anna?
a little bit because some of the videos used were copyrighted, and we didn't want to violate the copyright rules on YouTube. So I wanted to give you that warning ahead of time. But if you want to see the original video and you're curious about the channel, again, it's called Generally Irritable. They also commissioned the music from the Beats Ballistic artist Kingdom, and and the site is ballisticblade.com. So we'll have some links in the description box if you want to check it out. But I do want to give them credit for it because I think it's really well done. I think it's super funny, and I'm not gonna lie, me and my husband sometimes sing it when we're at home, like randomly. Without further ado, here is the video from the YouTube channel Generally Irritable. Like, don't minimize the financial burdens associated with these things, okay? Because I am literally freaking the out about the charging station thing. It's gonna cost. We're gonna take out a massive loan. Give me the money. Give me the money, okay? Give me the money. Give me the money. Endless pressure. Give me the money. Give me the money, okay? Give me the money. Give me the money. You off, okay?
No, you can't do that.
Give me the money. Give me the money, okay?
It's okay. I don't know. Okay, hold on.
Tax credits.
See, it's okay, and I don't know. I don't know who the Generally Irritable rap station is, but I mean, come on, that's nothing on. These guys. This one I will have to actually mute on the publish right here. This right here, this is fire, okay? This is actually like a good song, okay?
All right. If you want 4 more years of Donald Trump, let me hear you scream.
You guys ready for this shit.
Ding 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 boom, ding 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 boom, ding 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 boom, ding 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 ding. Okay, ding 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 boom, ding 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 boom, ding ding ding.
That was what I was looking for.
I'm the mega king. Look at Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. We got to get him out. Joe Biden is truly a threat to democracy. Well, why? For 2 reasons. Number 1, we just said part of it, but number 2 is he's incompetent. We are the party of common sense, and that's what we are. You know, we're conservative, we're this, we're that. Who cares? We're the party of common sense. He's told make America great again. Joe Biden doesn't know. He says we have to stop MAGA, but he doesn't know what it means to make America great again.
If you don't know who the Remix Bros are, and if you aren't subscribed to the Remix Bros, I'm gonna subscribe on my second Google account. They are fucking amazing. Jesus Christ, they're good. But this isn't the one I was looking for. Is it the Indictment, motherfucker? Yeah, it's this one right here. I think it's this one. Oh, wait, hold on. What's up with the...
Bing, bong, bong. Bing, bong, bong, bing, 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 bing.
This shit's gonna get stuck in your head.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, 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 bong, bong, bing, 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 bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
What is that? Who told this dude to do this?
6 o'clock. I think I'm being indicted
very
again.
much like you're skiing, bro.
Let's indict the motherfucker. Bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. You don't mind if I go off script, do you? Most indictments in the shortest period of time. Who is it? Trump. Trump. But when they indicted me, and then again and again and again, I was never indicted. Now I'm setting records. Al Capone was not indicted so much. If you looked at Al Capone in the wrong way, he'd kill you. He was not indicted like me. They had a weightlifting deal. There's one young woman. She was so proud of it. They put a quarter of an ounce on each side of the thing. Then this guy recently transitioned. Bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. Let's indict the motherfucker. Bing, bong, bong. 6 o'clock. I think I'm being indicted again. Bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. Let's indict the motherfucker. Bing, bong, bong. You don't mind if I go off script, do you? We will immediately stop all of the pillaging and theft. Very simply, if you rob a store, you can fully expect to be shot as you are leaving that store.
Who told him to do this shit? It's a really bad idea.
You deserve a little entertainment. I have a problem. Everybody wants it. They're screaming, dance, dance. My wife, the first lady, hates when I do this. She said, it's not presidential. I said, yeah, but people like it. Bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. Let's indict the motherfucker. Bing, bong, bong. 6 o'clock, I think I'm being indicted again.
I think I'm already like too far in. I'm probably that's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Oh Christ. You guys watch these other reaction channels? These other people that like live stream this stuff? I have this thing with live streamers. Live streamers will literally like watch the funniest shit known to man, and they just go, yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh, that's pretty funny. I'm like, are you not allowed to laugh on live streams? Am I breaking the rules? Because, dude, I laugh a lot. Like, this is just me in normal life. I don't really have a persona. I've been told that people on YouTube have, like, personas, like WWE people. I'm just me. I'm just an angry ginger, so it's just normal. But it is weird. Like, every time I watch a live stream, Destiny gets a little animated. But only when he gets like upset with people. Like he like literally watches something and goes, huh. Yeah, that's pretty funny. And he just like moves on to the next thing, or he's like, cringe. Like that's it. Like I started doing podcasts and doing like live stream, like a little bit of like debates and stuff like that. And I'm like laughing, I'm having a good time, and I just noticed like everybody else that's on the camera just sits there. And like the most they ever do is go, like, dude, like it's okay, laugh, have a good fucking time. That's what we're here for, guys. We're supposed to be enjoying this stuff, especially this. Oh, dude, Walter Masterson right here. Oh, this is some professional douche type stuff. If you guys know who the professional douche is, I love the professional douche. He's funny as hell.
We hate women. We hate women.
You see, how do you
Whatever
not laugh
happened
at
to church and state? They used to be friends. This is a great way
I
for
probably
us to
laugh
control
more than most
women.
people, though.
How you doing?
Listen, you're not with our group. I don't
Yes,
want you
I am with you.
No, you're not.
I am with you. I hate women.
Oh, dude. Yeah, headbutt him when he comes in on that. Quick one.
I hate women. That's why I'm here, okay? I deserve to be here. I think everyone here agrees with me. I'm here because I cannot trust women to make their own decisions in life. If I could trust women to make their own decisions, then I'd be with you people.
Oh!
Women making their own decisions. Can you imagine that?
Why are you touching it?
Imagine.
Why are you touching it?
Are you touching me?
Not belong to our group.
Please don't touch me, bro.
I believe that America is a crystal fascist state, and I hate women. Can I stay now?
Let's dig into
He's
this.
just part of the group.
The man that you're seeing there is probably one of the most notorious clinic invaders. Clinic invader. He is above the, forced birther. He's a literal clinic invader. Yeah, his name is Father Fidelis. He's a clergyman, right? The guy putting his hands on me, getting aggressive.
Excellent.
That's a clergyman
very
right
Christ-like.
there. Ah! So everyone
Christ-like.
in the activist community that's involved in protecting clinics, protecting Planned Parenthood, protecting people as they go to get health care, they know who he is because he notoriously invades clinics. And he does so with the express approval and support of the NYPD. The NYPD, he got friends high up in the NYPD, detectives, all that stuff. Father Fidelis, NYPD. Which is even funnier is if you look up Father Fidelis, you'll see that he's constantly going to jail. Oh, I think he's in jail right now, actually. He's in jail right now. Because he will go into a Planned Parenthood and padlock the doors, lock everyone inside, and lock and chain himself in there with everyone, terrorize the people that are getting health care, right? What the fuck? Because people don't just go to Planned Parenthood for an abortion. They go there for routine. There's more than one thing that they do, more than one service they provide. But people like him, they don't care about that at all. So he clearly doesn't care about women, people getting health care at all. So, which means I wanted to join his protest and be honest and make a sort of an honest protest, right? And I was like doing a little sing-song, like, we hate women, we hate women, say it. That's who you are. Hate women, that's why we're here, right? Like get a little chant going, right? Kind of, move the crowd a little bit and bring some good old-fashioned honesty.
That's what I'm saying is like the funniest thing about this is like they just getting called out for the real shit that they actually believe. I forgot that Walter Masterson, he works for TYT now too. My feed's about to be filled with TYT videos here in a second. It's like, dude, just say like that's who you are. Like people don't want to be seen as being an asshole, but they're an asshole. Like that's who you are. Like I've always said this about people that get mad about like being called a bigot. It's like if it's the definition of the word, then you're a bigot. Like, was it Alito came out and said, he's like, I feel like the decision to allow gay marriage is going to make a lot of Christians look like bigots. And it's like, well, yeah, because they would be bigoted towards homosexuality, thus making them bigots. Like, if you were to ask me if I was bigoted towards institutionalized religion, I would say, yeah, that is true. Because that's what it is. And it's okay. That's my literal fucking belief, is that I do not like institutionalized religion. I don't mind spirituality. I don't mind people that are religious that don't push it on others. I don't mind, like, the idea that you can worship and be happy and all that stuff and be faithful to your ways, as long as you're not, like, pushing it on anybody else. But if you ask me if I thought that institutionalized religion was a good thing, I would tell you no, because I'm bigoted against institutionalized religion. Like, the whole point of people just like getting upset when they get called out for like being what they are and who they are, dude, I'm sorry. If the shoe fits, that's who the fuck you are. Oh, Taylor Swift does what? Oh, dude, I haven't watched some Brian Tyler Cohen for a while. Let's watch Brian. Brian has the sharpest suits. Dude, how do I get a suit that nice? Like, how much money does Brian pay for these suits? And I need to get a hold of whoever his tailor is, because I'll tell you what, you wear a suit like that to a job interview, bro, you got that job. 100%. You telling me you ain't going to hire this young man? This guy walks up in your business, sits down, gives you his resume, tells you about how he's looking for a job. You ain't giving this man a job? 100% I'm giving this man a job. Dude, Brian Tyler Cohen. Let me know who your tailor is, bro. Also, let me get some of those millions of subscribers.
Panic of Republicans across the country, Taylor Swift took to Instagram today, posting to her 282 million followers. Today, March 5th, is the presidential primary in Tennessee and 11 other states and territories. I wanted to remind you guys to vote the people who most represent you into power. If you haven't already, make a plan to vote today. Whether you're in Tennessee or somewhere else in the U.S., check your polling places and times at vote.org.
Oh, she's a terrible
person.
So
that we're clear, nothing will send the right into more of a tailspin than Taylor Swift committing the sin of suggesting that people exercise their fundamental right to vote in the United States of America. We're not even talking about advocating for a specific candidate or party. All she did was suggest that folks vote, and that's enough to make the right lose their collective minds. That's how much the Republicans love the Constitution. And if you need an example of these meltdowns, here you go.
We have had enough of Taylor Swift for now.
She shouldn't be liberal. She should be a total conservative, given everything.
The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset.
Yesterday, she flew private from New York City to Baltimore. Yet she constantly talks about climate change. So just please don't believe everything Taylor Swift says. We're all begging you.
I think she should just stick
We're
to
not
her
in the
singing
cult like you
and
are.
let her love life be what it is.
We don't
The
believe
New York
everything
Times
she
just
says.
speculated she's a lesbian.
Fucking pop
A new
singer.
poll shows 18% of voters are likely to vote for whichever candidate Taylor Swift endorses. Uh-oh.
Biden effectively has Taylor Swift as his VP.
A single post of hers led to 35,000 new registrants. That's arguably more power than the president.
People are getting
Sharing
registered
links.
to vote.
And her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer.
What's her stance on
Sponsored.
policy, economic
Sponsored
policy,
by
foreign policy?
Pfizer.
I don't think that'll be.
So don't get involved. Don't get involved in
What is
politics.
Trump's
We don't want to
policies?
see you there.
And of course, we couldn't leave out the grand conspiracy between her, the White House, and the NFL. And if you think I'm kidding and that this country couldn't possibly be that insane,
No, you're wrong.
I've got bad news for you.
Claiming that this year's Super Bowl is going to be rigged in favor of the Chiefs. He says that's because it's going to set the stage for Taylor Swift.
And I just want to say this. If the NFL is rigged, okay? And first of all, it's a bunch of people that watch WWE that claim that that's real, but the NFL is rigged. It's so ironic. But if the NFL is rigged, why they gotta do my Eagles like that? Why we gotta go to 10-1 and then just lose every game for like the next 8 games to then get kicked out of the playoffs by the Bucks? Like, could they just? Why you gotta be like that, man? Why you gotta be like that? Please, please. Someone's mad there aren't any influential cultists. I mean, what? Someone's mad there aren't any influential cultists. I mean, conservatives. There's lots of influential cultists in the conservatives. There's lots of them. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Exactly. They're pissed off about that. But it's hard to know you're in a cult when you're in a cult. Like, you know, it's like being a fish in water. Like, you're in the water, the water's just there. When you're in a cult, you're just kind of in the cult, you know, and that's what I'm here for, is to tell these people that they're in cults, so that way we can help them out. We can kind of bring them to us, hug them, tell them they're fucking crazy, and then be like, come on over here and vote for your actual interests and not for the great Bludini. That's where I'm at with that. Dude, Vivek's never played a sport other than, I'm going to say this, I bet you Vivek, god damn it, I like pickleball. I bet you Vivek plays pickleball. Gonna say it. I fucking like pickleball. Vivek looks like he comes to the pickleball in his basketball shorts. I bet he actually wears spandex. Spandex shorts, his little shoes. He's got like an expensive ass paddle. He's that guy that shows up with a really, really nice paddle, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? I just started. I don't even have good shoes for this. I'm gonna roll my ankle. And then Vivek shows up. He's like, I played tennis my whole life. And he fucking works you. I don't like that. I hate that. What the fuck does Vivek know about football? He doesn't know anything about football. If anything upsets me, it's all this political shit on the right talking about football. And a bunch of people that said they weren't going to watch football anymore because Colin Kaepernick knelt on the field. It was so upsetting for them. And yet they're still talking about it. Like, you guys are supposed to go away. Like, I don't need to hear your opinion on football anymore. It's okay. Just go fucking over there. You guys don't want to watch it. I want to watch it. Go away. And Tim Tebow ain't playing anymore, so.
Swift and Travis Kelce to endorse President Biden on stage. Do you think she's going to endorse Biden at the Super Bowl, Brian?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Okay, number one, if there's going to be a fix at the Super Bowl, it'll be the biggest scandal in the history of the world.
Yes.
It's the biggest game the whole world watches now. Nobody told the 49ers, because I'm pretty sure they play tackle football pretty well, too. So it's a crazy statement. But about the Taylor Swift situation, it's written up today. I'm not sure if it's the New York Times or Washington Post. They seem to be the same paper. But they talk about how the Biden administration wants to do this unbelievable fundraiser with Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Who would have thought of using Democratic presidents? And then number two, one has a little Epstein problem. I'm not sure he should be bringing money in for anybody.
Dude, you know,
but then the other story is now Taylor Swift. Their special strategy is to get young people to vote, is to have her support him. Now, she evidently tweeted out support for him, and I saw the full screen this morning. I don't remember that. 2018, she went for the candidate, Phil Bredesen, against Marsha Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn felt that. She does have power. But it would be the single dumbest thing a mega superstar could ever do. Why would you tell half the country that you don't agree with them in this highly polarized time? You stay out of it. Hey, listen, I'm Taylor Swift. I like this guy. He happens to play football for a living. I'm on the stage a lot, selling out. That's it. I think it would be the craziest.
You know why? You know why it's so important to these guys? Because they love money. Their whole life is about money. And they can't wrap their brains around the fact that somebody might actually care about something other than just making money. I know that this is like insane for these guys, but just for 1 second, guys, kind of put away the fact that you guys love money more than probably your own children or your wife. 99% likely your wife, who probably no longer even touches you. And just think about it for 1 second, that somebody out there with influence isn't just doing it for money. Fucking mind-blowing. Holy Jesus.
Thing ever for her to do it. And Joe Biden's not worth it. I mean, my goodness. If you need Taylor Swift to get you another 4 years, that's how bad your first 4 years have been. You're done, you're finished, you're through.
Now, for those fortunate enough not to traffic in the bowels of the right-wing media ecosystem, that conspiracy theory is that there was a coordinated scheme ranging from the NFL to the U.S. government to have the Chiefs win the Super Bowl so that Taylor Swift would have a platform to then use to endorse Joe Biden and deliver him the White House in 2024. Imagine jumping through all of those mental gymnastics, all because you're too deluded to accept the fact that maybe, just maybe, people don't want to vote for Republicans. But again, despite these constant meltdowns, it's all...
Oh, fuck. I did a video on the Taylor Swift thing. It's insane. It's insane. Like, they will figure out any reason, any excuse that they can come up with, like, well before they lose. Like, months before the election, they're already, like, preparing their excuses. This is, like, 100% the party of Trump now. Trump was complaining about, what was it? He was, like, complaining that the Emmys were rigged when he was a reality TV show guy. It's one of those things where it's like, how do you become a president that claims that everything is rigged? Well, first you were a reality TV show guy that claims everything was rigged. It's the natural progression. Hey, what's up, DJ? DJ, first half an hour to hour is usually actually pretty slow. And then it usually picks up in the second hour. And sometimes I'm going to guess that it's not going to pick up. Because this is Shorts. Welcome to Shorts, DJ, where the attention span is somewhere in the range of 40 to 47 seconds. Sometimes we're going to have 200, 300, 400 people watching. Sometimes we're going to have 4. It's okay, though. Dude, I have picked up so many subs. About 1,000 subs in the last, like, week and a half. I'm trying to get it just for you, DJ, because you're here and you care. I'm trying to push through the new Klepper video and my reaction to that. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really good, but we got to get through the dispute first. Once we're through the dispute and Paramount tells me that I can do it, we'll have that video coming out. DJ, I'm glad you're here, just in case somebody drops the N-word on me. That's all. Let's see. And also I'm doing these like kind of like just half-assed, not regularly, so I'm just doing them whenever, because I like to hop on whenever I have a minute nowadays. I should actually be making shorts right now. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's take a look. Trolling pro-lifers that harass patients. Oh, that's from a year ago, but we should watch that too. Let's see. Christian National Passion, we want a fascist dictatorship? All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this one. This looks good. I came in here with no plan, too.
I mean, if Hitler can do that, bad guy, imagine what a good guy can do.
This is Christian nationalism in a nutshell right here. Wow. He is a Christian nationalist, so is the guy on the right here. He just summed it up perfectly. If Hitler, a bad guy, can do all of that, imagine what a good guy dictator could do if he had all of that power. Christian nationalism at its heart is the attempt to centralize power, to turn it into kind of an authoritarian structure. As a matter of fact, this Christian nationalist right here, Lauren Witzke on the left, she explains it. Now, I don't know why she has a hamster in her background.
Yeah, why is there a
but she's
devil
influential.
hamster?
She's not a nobody.
What's up with the devil
she
hamster?
has been on DirecTV for years. Like, she worked for True News for a while. I think she may or may not have worked for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't remember, but she worked
that explains the
for.
devil
Oh my
hamster.
God, who else? Stu Peters. She worked for Stu Peters. Maybe Infowars. Extremely influential, and she sums up Christian nationalism pretty succinctly also here.
There's probably agree. Look, I'm not against theocracy or authoritarianism if it's coming from God.
What?
Like, God, for the
What
most
the
part,
fuck,
it's
man?
not a democracy in heaven. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
And I mean, we saw what happened with democracy.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah.
the choice between Barabbas and Jesus.
Yeah, they're like,
What the
give us
fuck? Like,
Barabbas, okay, the murderer.
Theocratic kingdom of heaven, baby, here on
Amen.
earth. Let's do it.
They keep acting as if like this is some kind of
It
shit.
couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
for
Seriously,
sure.
you want to listen to that crazy lady? AOC, not AOC.
Yeah,
These two are calling AOC crazy?
So, the point is that Christian nationalism at its heart
Holy
is
Christ.
the desire for dictatorship. And
Pun intended.
anywhere that dictatorship is kind of inching its way into a political system, extremists and dishonest actors will find their way to that movement. Christian nationalism right now is being run by people who claim to be Christians, primarily non-denominational. It's a form of Pentecostal, really, that have a very specific set of beliefs that's existed for about 100 years at least, but is largely like undefined as its own little thing, if you will.
Okay.
Anyway, that is the movement, the evangelical
I don't know
movement
enough about religion.
that has decided to try to turn it into a dictatorship in the U.S. Listen to what this guy has to say. By the way, both of these people are Christian nationalists. Has nothing to do with being Christian. That's not my issue. It's the Christian nationalist part that I have an issue with here.
They're not based upon fascism that Hitler was. I mean, that's not, yes, he wanted pride in Germany again. They had been decimated by the previous war. I mean, their inflation rate was astronomical.
Yeah, Germany was very heavily damaged by World War I and the sanctions placed upon them. Even though World War I wasn't entirely Germany's fault, it was a bunch of tensions. I mean, ask yourself right now, what caused World War I? Most people can say it was the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Sure, that kicked off the war. But why were people fighting? Exactly. What was it fought over? Why was there a World War? World War II was because Hitler wanted to kill a bunch of people, right?
Like specific
Why was World
people.
War I fought? It was actually because people just got really pissed off at each other and kept escalating and escalating and escalating. And one guy attacked one country, and then another country saw that this country was occupied, so they swept in, and then somebody saw that one was, so they swept in, and everybody was all fighting on all fronts, and it was just a huge mess. That's what World War I was fought over, really. But Germany was blamed for it. They had a lot of, there was plenty of blame to go around, Germany included. Anyway, so what he's saying here is accurate to a degree, but did you catch what he said at the beginning of the sentence?
Fascism that Hitler was. I mean, that's not, yes, he wanted pride.
He frames this like fascism is a good thing.
Yeah.
They're not based upon fascism that Hitler was. I mean,
they're not based on fascism like
yeah,
Hitler
that was. Hitler fascism.
Like Hitler was a bad guy. Imagine what a good guy could do, right?
Was astronomical, the Weimar Republic. Now, that's what a bad leader can do, but imagine what a good leader.
Imagine what a good fascist leader could do. That's what he's saying here. Really think about this. Process this. This, by the way, is on Victory News. Or it's on the Victory channel. On TV.
Yeah.
Like Cartoon Network or Fox or Oxygen or whatever. It is a TV show on DirecTV and whatever other cable packages. These people are not nobodies. This is owned and endorsed and operated by Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland Ministries. And they're talking about, they're encouraging their audience to embrace fascism.
Man.
Like, that's the word they are using. It's not my word. Quick note before we continue, I want to let you know I just wrote a book. If you want to check it out, owenmorgan.com/book.
Owenmorgan.com.
It's a book about my experiences within Jehovah's Witnesses. It's completely understandable if you know nothing about Jehovah's Witnesses. And if you're a Christian, it's a good reference to use for why...
What's happening, Redonk? Biden about to flake on his speech due to protesters blocking the freeway. You know what Trump supporters would say. He should run them over. Shit. I'll just run those protesters over. That's what they'd say. Go back here. What do we got here? What is this? MAGA can't make up their mind who should get U.S. what? You guys shorten your guys' titles. Your titles are too long. State of the party. Hold on. This is 8 hours ago. I gotta see it. He has a helicopter. Maybe they're not allowed to use the helicopter, Redonk. Maybe it's like being repaired or something, okay? Also, Redonk, we're gonna talk about one of your comments the other night about the lasers in Texas. Bro, do you really believe that in the Jewish space lasers? Redonk? How many dude, Trump never misses a chance to talk. What the fuck are you talking about? Trump probably made up new State of the Unions. There probably was like 3 that didn't need to happen that Donald Trump was like, I think we're going to do a State of the Union tonight. Donald Trump probably did State of the Unions like I do live streams. Yeah, why not tonight? Let's do it. And he probably made about as much sense as me. Well, he just got on and rambled and talked shit. But we need to talk about that laser in Texas, Redonk. You know that those fires, once again, were started by faulty lines. Not lasers. Fucking misinformation. Redonk's a misinformation highway. What's happening, Great Pill? Dude, you guys, I swear at the very beginning of the stream, there was like 75 or 80 people. And then you guys showed up, and now there's 3. It always takes the short streams, it's like they go okay for like the first half hour is like, you fluctuate between 3 people and like 25 or 30 people. And then the last hour, like right when I'm like, I think I'm going to get off, there's like all of a sudden like 300, 400 people in the fucking chat. It's taking me a while to get used to this stuff. I want to see this one. This looks amazing. Let's watch Walter Masterson. Redonk, find me a video. Okay, and also, Redonk, don't give me shit that has music in it, because I have to fucking mute the song and stuff out of the video. That Chinese rap video, I had to go back and mute it. Apparently the Chinese rap coalition didn't like me using their song. I don't care if you're eating dinner. What the hell are you here for if you're not here to share videos,
so I'm going to go undercover and infiltrate
Jesus
them.
Christ.
I think I'm going to fit in.
Nice.
What does the world come to? I can't take my kid to Hooters anymore. Don't teach kids about gender. Let us teach your kids about gender. I should show up at universities and colleges and teach your kids about gender. I don't want anyone protesting me. Should we give out Bud Light at children's libraries? BYOB. BYOB, everyone. Did you know that attendance at Drag Story Hour is mandatory? Did you know that attendance at Drag Story Hour is mandatory? Hey, pal, go away.
I kind of like this guy.
Go away.
Go away. Hey, officer. Please.
I'm just exercising my Fifth Amendment rights.
Me in my face.
I'm being intimidating.
I mean, come on.
I'm grooming him right now. The cop just said I'm in a public space. Wow. Dude, where are we? Are you taking my picture? I can't be on Facebook. Oh no, don't put me on Facebook. He's gonna put me on the internet. I've been outed.
The only social media that man has is Facebook.
Wait, that guy didn't want to be on video?
Nice. Oh, that's pretty amazing.
There's a bunch of police here. They're not forming a protective circle around these people. They said to the cops, hey, this guy's harassing me. The guy's like, hey, it's a public space. That was so out of character for the cops.
Yeah, usually they get fucking tossed.
He's such a fragile man.
He didn't like,
and
he called for the cops.
Yeah.
You
Snowflakes.
agreed with the cops. Oh, yes, of course, yes. First Amendment.
Actually, I
that is correct,
forgot
sir.
about that.
Always right all the time, especially when they're wrong.
As if the cop is like a constitutional scholar. Constitutional law. Well, the cops, they just call it con law. Yeah, they're like, con law, bro? Yeah. Hey, bro, you took con law? Bro, how many years of con law did you take? Bro.
But thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, it's him!
That's
Tell
funny.
me why you're at
They know him.
Pride.
Because I'm transgender.
Oh.
Do you want to share anything about your journey?
It was very tough.
Does your family make you feel supported?
Yes, a lot.
How old are you?
I am 7.
And how old were you when you discovered your identity?
I was 2 or 3 when I first noticed that I didn't feel comfortable with being a boy.
How did your child discover
All right,
this
now I'm
identity?
like, oh.
How did this come about?
So ever since she was little, she was always the princess, always. She sort of like every once in a while would mention ideas of like wanting to be a girl.
This is a real extreme change in emotion.
She started asking to like socially transition about a year.
Hey, it should add some kind of like partitioning of some sort.
Everyone like makes you feel supported and loved.
Except for my friends. I didn't tell them that yet.
Oh, wait, do you want to be on the internet talking about it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope to be famous one day.
What do you want to be famous
Okay. Elton John?
Probably my songs or like...
From Demon Slayer? Is that an anime?
It wasn't even really a change. Like she's been expressing herself as a girl since she was old enough to get
Oh,
trans.
okay.
I think that being the parent of a trans child is totally different than what people think that it is. And I know you hear a lot about how we're going to have our kids go into surgery and how we're forcing them to make these decisions. The opposite is true. I'm up all the time worrying about how the world is going to react to my kid. I would rather have her change her pronouns 1,000 times than have to write her obituary. I wish that people who have already decided that they hate us and that we're child abusers would actually talk to us. I feel like that would make such a big difference. But you're right.
Actually
like, the assumptions
talk to
that people
each
are making
other.
Are the worst kinds of assumptions, and nobody wants to hear, what our truth is. What it's like to actually raise a transgender child is just so remarkably different than what I would have experienced or thought.
What do you say to... Okay, so what do you say to the people that accuse you of doing Munchausen by proxy?
So I think that the assumption
That's a
for
good
that
question.
is that, and I hope this is taken in the spirit what it's meant, is that means that we wanted to have a transgender child. And I love her no matter what, but I don't think any parent wants their child born into something in which they know that they're going to struggle. It goes against the idea of parenting for me. We have
That's
all
a
sorts
pretty
of books.
good
We have a
answer.
whole library at our house about
That's a pretty good
kids
answer.
and what their experience is and how they present themselves and what it means to be you. And so we didn't give her, we didn't push her in any direction, certainly. And we will never push her in any direction. If she decides in, 2, 3, 4, 10 years that this is not where she's at, that's okay with me.
So if your child wants to change their pronouns back and express their gender differently, you're like, hey, cool.
Yeah, no, it's not. Who she is not her gender, and it's not like the words that she chooses to use. It has nothing to do with it.
But I think what's funny is that a lot of transphobic people make fun of gender expression. They don't believe in gender expression, yet they turn around and say, you have to raise your boys to be men. You're like, wait, so we have to
That's
teach
actually a
our
pretty
children
good-
to be men?
good point.
We have to teach them to be women?
I'm like on the fence with this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. My daughter used to tell me she was a dog for a really long time. So, I think that, that's such a tough thing, to as a parent. I think what she said was actually really good. The idea that people think that parents want their children to grow up in this, atmosphere of, hate and anger. That's kind of, that's a pretty good point, that what parent would push their kid into something like that, knowing that they would be ostracized, knowing that they would be, people would be, that, I still have to form opinions on a lot of these things, and my time on YouTube and meeting transgender people on YouTube has really changed not my opinion so much, but my outlook on some of the things that maybe I wasn't educated to. I didn't know anything about. I come up out of the trailer park, completely different, point of view. Obviously, when I was younger, I had some really bad points of view coming from where I come from, and as a parent, I gotta agree with her. That's a crazy thing to think, is that I would ever want my kids to be pushed into something that they could grow up like being ostracized by the rest of society with, like as like a good thing for me. My son is autistic. My son has Asperger's, and even I get people that are like, "No, he's just like everybody else." Like, you know, and he is. He's just like everybody else. But he's neurodivergent. You know, if you spend time around him, you recognize that he is neurodivergent, and that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because he thinks differently than a lot of people. But even like as a parent of a kid that's an Aspie, you kind of get accused of being like, oh, you're just like, it's for attention, you know, like, oh, like, you know, like, no, like every day, just like she said, every day I worry about how my son is going to be seen, how he's going to be treated by people in his schools and in public and society. I worry about how he's going to be treated when I'm gone. I wonder, you know, or I worry about like how my parenting is setting him up for success in a world where well, I don't think I'm autistic, but I haven't had the interactions that he'll have in his life. And even to some points, you know, like he's already had some issues with communication where he speaks differently, he talks differently, he thinks differently. And, you know, some of the things he says are very blunt. Some of the things he says he doesn't understand aren't acceptable. And I think a lot of kids do that, but he has a specific issue with it. And he's getting better. And, you know, he's learning a lot. And hopefully he doesn't have any of those issues. But, like, to think that that's something that anybody would want to force on themselves is a pretty insane thing. So I do like the way that she phrased the answer to that. Am I planning on streaming the State of the Union? I mean... So here's the thing, Redunk. Here's the thing. And I was thinking about this today. I was thinking, do I want to watch the State of the Union? The question is well, why? I mean, what's the point? I'm not voting for Joe Biden to watch him talk. I'm voting for Joe Biden because of his legislation. I'm voting for Joe Biden because of the shit that he gets done. Like, we have this weird fucking obsession in our society with wanting to like watch our leaders be like these people that we put them on as pedestals. The reality of the situation is that we should really want people that get shit done without being seen. I don't know about you, but when I'm at work, I don't want the dude that talks all the time on my team. I want the dude that gets shit done. That's what I want. So I thought about that today. I'm like, do I want to watch? I don't know that I want to watch it because it's like, what's he going to say? He's going to say he's going to handle the border. He's going to say, you know, Trump's an asshole. He's going to say, you know, I don't know. Like a good speech every once in a while. I will say that. A good speech every once in a while is good to watch. But I'm kind of like right now with like the way that people in society are treating our leaders in this way of wanting them to be these like, you know, amazing characters and like entertaining and shit. Like I can't get behind that. When was he last? He spoke. What was it? Whenever they called him out, that Richard Herr or Robert Herr or whatever his fucking name is, he spoke way longer than 10 minutes. See, it's so weird that you guys are obsessed with this. Like it's like, I can sit here and tell you that the economy is doing better. Okay, let's just say hypothetically speaking. Let's say this hypothetically speaking. Your big problem is you want the border fixed. So let's say the border gets fixed, but the guy doesn't speak for more than 10 minutes at a time. Do you vote for him or do you not vote for him? And I'm not even saying, like I said, hypothetically speaking, because he does speak for more than 10 minutes at a time. I think that he spoke for so long last time that Joe Biden got pissed off and was like, he needs to not be up there that long. He is an old guy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the fact that Joe Biden is old. As long as legislation is getting passed, as long as the economy is doing well, as long as America is doing well, this weird fucking obsession with how old or how long he talks or his ability to talk, it's the weirdest fucking shit. Like, I have never in my life encountered so much strange thought from people. Like, the guy from Home Depot is, like, in his 90s. No one's like, that guy shouldn't be the CEO of Home Depot. No, because Home Depot keeps making fucking money. So they don't give a shit. Yeah, he's currently running for president. And he's also currently got one of the best economies that we've had in for fucking ever. Like, dude, this is my problem. You don't talk about anything of actual fucking substance. Well, he stuttered. Oh, he said some stuff. He said the wrong person. The best economy since 2019? Yeah, and whose economy was that? Whose economy did Donald Trump walk into? Was it Donald Trump's economy or was it Barack Obama's economy? Because it was Barack Obama's economy. In 2008, when Barack Obama had to handle the housing crisis, when he had to deal with the banks failing, which we all fucking said, that's shit, that's terrible, and yet he brought us out of all of that. Yeah, I just, this whole obsession, I don't know if it's just Americans, maybe it's the world, but this obsession with people being somebody that you can like and not somebody that gets shit done is so fucking weird. Because if you look at legislation, if you look at a person's track record and you go, oh, okay, they did a good job. For instance, with Trump, like I've never pushed, what are you talking about? The market has been down since 2019. No, it hasn't. The market literally hit all-time highs. What are you talking about? What market are you talking about? The market has not been down since 2019. You literally participated in the market at the same time I did when it was going back up. It's at all-time highs. What are you talking about that has been down since 2019? Not to mention that the market is not how you judge the economy. That is a lie sold to you by a bunch of rich-ass people. You have literally participated in the stock market. You know better than I do. The economy and the stock market are two completely different beasts. In fact, you know that people buy during bad times. This is seriously, like, this is the mind-boggling part about this. Like, you say the market's down, but it's not down. You say, but it's barely better than 2019. But you're completely forgetting the fact that there was a pandemic in the fucking middle of it. Like, none of these things make any sense. You should be judging people on what they get done. And as I was about to say, if we want to talk about Trump, not the character, but Trump the president, we can talk about things like, yeah, we are back where we were. No, okay, we're bringing it up here. Let's bring it up. What are we talking about? NASDAQ or Dow? Which one are you talking about? Which one do you want to talk about? Let's do NASDAQ. Or no. Let's do Dow, or S&P. Was that what you're talking about, S&P? Here, I'll just fucking bring them all up. Stock market chart. Since 2019 is what you're saying? Pre-2019 to now. Dow Jones, 10-year daily chart. Here you go. Okay. 2019. Richard, what does that look like? Does that say 28,399, 81? What does that say, Richard? 38,000, 39,000. 39,000. 28. Which one's higher, Richard? Sorry, I'm dead naming you. Draw a line? Dude, it goes up. What are you on? What are you smoking? You are smoking so hard. Did you get a hold of some good weed at the club, bro? 39 is 11K higher than 28. You want me to put you on the show? You want to call in? I can get you to call in. I think I can get this time. Last time you got it. Okay, you have to call me, bro, on Discord. Just go into the, you're wearing a headset, right? Can't you just go into the Discord? Hold on. Because I don't know if it'll come across. It might, actually. You can call in. Call me on Discord, and you get a mic. We are back on track. 28K. Let's take a look at where it was. Okay, so this is right out of 2016. So 2016, Wait, Trump took over in 2017, right? 17, 18, 19, 20? Okay, so he took over in 17. So, coming out of the crash, let's see, are you, I can't ever tell if you're calling me or not. If you want to join, dude, just join into one of the channels. And I'll just, like, pop into it. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, just go into, like, general chat or something like that. And then I think, like, I will be able to hear you. Like, not general chat, but the general voice. Anyways. If you look at 08, okay, that's 08 is when it crashed. So, obviously, that's off the chart, okay? Then you look at Obama, okay? So, during Obama's years, you're talking about all the way from down fucking here, all the way to up here, okay? And then you look at what happens with Trump, okay? And then you look at what happens, that's his peak, 2020, okay? Now, mind you, 2020, he's still in office. 2021, first year that Biden is in office. First year. Okay? So we're going 31K. This is during January 6th even. It is now at 39K. This chart just goes up. The chart just goes up. Anyways, I can't do this. That's the most ridiculous argument against Joe Biden I think I've heard yet. And I've heard so many bad arguments against Joe Biden. That might be the worst argument against Joe Biden I've ever heard, actually. Let's see. If you're not going to get in the freaking voice channel, I can't help you. These guys. Oh, Christ. Christian nationalism bigger threat than Al-Qaeda? Possibly. Okay, how about this guy? Full yacht. Exactly.
I'll count down from 3.
Give me a full yacht.
You
no more
either
half yacht.
throw your hat in the trash or put your hat back on and break my heart. 3, 2, 1. Behind me stand 2 avid supporters of Donald Trump, and by the end of today, I intend on convincing them to throw away their MAGA hat and denounce their support for Donald Trump.
Dude, you know
Not
how
a chance.
old I am, and you're trying to call me on this? Okay, hold on. Okay. Can you?
There we go.
Okay, but I don't know if everybody else can hear you. Fatty's gonna have to tell us. Fatty's gonna be our tester. Fatty, can you hear Redonk in his terrible fucking opinions?
Kitty sprinkles.
Okay, don't say anything that's gonna get me.
Can you hear me?
Okay, don't get me screwed over on YouTube. Remember, you have.
Anyway, I'm just saying, if you like drew a line, we're not really like that much up, but we're just.
Are you kidding me?
We always do.
It's 8K.
Look at the market.
It's 8K.
Look at a 20-year chart.
A 20-year?
Like,
why are we judging Joe Biden on a 20-year chart? What happened between 2008 and 2012? What happened between 2008 and 2012? What happened?
You're like, this year it went up a lot. And it's like, yeah, but it was
this
down
year? No. All 4 years it's gone up.
2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing.
Dude, you cannot complain about the economy.
I'm trying to share my screen with you.
I don't think you can. I don't know if I can.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
I can't. I don't know if I can share it. Let's see it. Yeah, but now I have to be able to pull it up on my screen is the problem. Fuck.
There we go.
Okay, I'll just look at yours. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm saying, look at this line.
But is the Dow Jones
crazy, but
is the Dow Jones up or down?
I know.
Is the Dow Jones up or down? That's called political unrest. Do you know what political? What happened in what happened on January 6th?
5% at a time, right?
What happened on January 6th? What happened on January 6th?
January 6th, I'm just talking about the economy.
What has been happening for the last 4 years? What affects the stock market that's been happening for the last 4 years?
Political unrest.
Political unrest. Is Joe Biden at fault for political unrest, or is Donald Trump at fault for political unrest right now?
I'm talking about this chart though.
Yeah, we're talking about the chart. Yes, and you're complaining that between 2021 and 2024 that there's a dip. What caused that dip?
Oh, COVID. Yeah, this.
No, not even that one. Not even that one.
2019.
But even between 21 and 24, political unrest and a pandemic caused that dip. Every single economist up to this point would be telling you that we would be going down, that we should be experiencing recession, that inflation should still be above 3%. But none of those things are happening. Why?
Market go up? I don't know. Anyway, I was just talking about the chart.
But it doesn't matter. If it's higher, that means that he's been doing well for the stock market. Do you have a 401k?
Yeah, I know.
Have you looked at your 401k recently?
But we're just in a moment of up. Like, we can also come back.
In a moment?
Look that crazy.
In a moment?
Are you even looking at it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I see that chart. I can read charts.
Just look at this. It's weird, right? It's just, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't.
No,
we get
there's
Trump
nothing
and
weird.
Biden and it goes insane.
There's nothing weird about that chart.
What do you mean there's nothing weird? Look, this is 2009. This is like 15 years of progress.
Oh, it's not showing. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
5% a year for years. And then what the fuck?
Yeah, that's because you fucking started investing during the goddamn ape period. The only thing that you know about investing is diamond hands and apes strong together.
But what we're looking at is the entirety of the history of the S&P. Like, it's pretty normal. Look at it. Like, there's recessions. Here's the 2000
and it's
recession
still normal. Yes.
Yeah, but it comes
and
up
it's
5%
still normal.
I'm just saying, something weird when your market goes up 20%.
No
in
shit.
A 2 or 3 year period.
This is what
It's
keep
not good.
saying.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means.
I know you don't know what it means. That's why it's driving me fucking nuts.
I don't know if it's good though. You're like, look how good Biden is. Look how high the economy is. Like, also maybe inflation is insane. And this market going up like this means that we're gonna crash real hard.
No, it's not.
So be
No, it's not. Jesus fucking Christ. This is why people that don't know shit shouldn't say shit.
It just looks, I mean, look at normal years
Jesus
of growth.
Christ.
Steady normal. I know we like.
Yeah, who was responsible for that uptick? Why was the economy so good before 2016?
Am I supposed to say Obama now?
Yeah, Barack Obama.
Okay.
Barack Obama.
Where's 2016?
Okay.
Here's Barack Obama right here, 2016.
Start in 2008. 2008 and 2017 is when Trump took office.
Okay. But yeah, after that, look at it. But why was gas cheap when the market was high here?
Why
and now the market's high, but gas is expensive?
What is going on in the world right now? What is going on in the world right now? What is going on in the world right now that could possibly be making gas prices high?
I don't know. You tell me. You really want to tell me.
An Israel-Hamas war and a Ukraine-Russia war. Was there a Ukraine-Russia or an Israel-Hamas war were there Houthis literally attacking fucking people in the straits to keep the supply line down for like all the shit that goes around the world?
So is that making like the food at the store more expensive?
Yes.
The war in the Ukraine is why we have inflation.
Where do you think grain comes from?
Well, open up a graph.
Our grain? I hope it comes from America.
We actually export. Europe. I believe we export more. We export more than we bring in. Yes, all of those
isn't
things.
That weird? Like,
no,
when
it's
it spiked with Trump. Everything was cheap.
Yes, because he was coming off an amazing economy and he was capable. Okay, so look at this is what Trump does. I was literally before you interrupted me so rudely.
Yeah, but before 2017, like, why wasn't it amazing then?
Before 2017? Because
like,
once again, you're talking about a period of time where we had a housing crash and we had banks failing. Like, you have to take into account what's going on during the time.
That's here in 2008.
Yeah, but do you think that the repercussions from the banks failing and a housing market taking the hugest crash last a year or two? Or do you think that they last a lot longer than that?
I'd have to go back to this chart and look at how it recovered in 2000.
Yeah, you'd want to. Okay, so take a look at like what is it? 87, I think, was another crash. 1925 was another crash. That was the Great Depression. Oh, was there none?
No, I don't know what chart you'd look at for those older markets.
Probably Dow or Nasdaq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just isn't that weird though? Like
No.
there's a normal growth pattern.
No,
here,
there
and then
isn't
it just
weird.
goes insane.
Because you're taking the attitude that stocks just go up. That is, there's nothing
No, I'm
in
not.
life.
I'm saying like it should go up at a normal pace, not like
No.
20% in just a few years.
No,
I'd
not.
expect normal growth.
Oh, okay. Look, if the argument you're making from this is that Trump had a good economy, I'm not disagreeing. I'm disagreeing that at this point, Joe Biden's economy, all things considered, when you're talking about the pandemic and the, two wars or three wars? Two wars that are going on, he has done a better job because he had to be active to make it a good economy. Donald Trump, all he had to do during that time was literally not do anything. When people talk about he didn't start any wars, he also didn't do anything about the war that was going on at that time in Afghanistan. If you are giving credit to Donald Trump for not doing a goddamn thing, oh, for sure. Yeah, he didn't do anything, and his economy was pretty good. But that's because he had a fucking major windfall of coming in. When you talk about gas prices, his gas prices weren't even nationally cheaper than Obama's were. Obama beat him like by a penny or something like that. When you talk about Joe Biden and his economy, the reason that the economy is as strong as it is directly conflated with what Joe Biden has done as far as legislation has gone. Donald Trump's economy wasn't because he was doing anything. It was because he was doing nothing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, you think the market's like, you bought groceries lately? I know you have. Like,
I work at a grocery store. I literally...
What about interest rates right now? Like,
interest rates are going to stay high because you have to continue to control the inflation, because if you don't, you end up in a recession or inflation goes back up. So at this point right now, interest rates as far as like homes, loans, things like that are going to continue to be high until the economists feel as though we're in a good place where because you can't pull back too soon. They already tried, they talked about taking down the mortgage rate. And as soon as they started taking it down, or thought about taking it down, we started to see a bump in inflation. Because inflation is caused by a hot market, by people spending money and borrowing money. Deflation is caused by people saving money and putting money away and not spending it in the economy. So what they didn't want people to do is to go out and get loans. And most of this shit's going to come from wealthy Americans. It's not coming from the middle class and the poor, who are going to be the most adversely affected by actual inflation. When we talk about how much groceries cost, I literally get intelligence every single week on groceries. Where we're at right now as far as what you spend versus what you get. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? Like, I think it's something like we used to spend $36 and you would get 10 items. Now you spend $38 and you get 8 items. So there is an issue there. But that's going to be normal when you have something like what's going on in the Ukraine, when you have stuff that's going on in the unrest with Israel-Hamas, and when you're coming out of a pandemic. What I'm saying is that just the fact that where we're at right now is where we're at is a good thing. Because we are supposed to not be doing as well as we are. Every economist up to this point was claiming that we're going to be in a recession at this point. We're not in a recession. In fact, we're not even close to a recession at this point.
Well, I heard of like stagflation.
Stagflation. No, I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is.
Where the markets keep going up like that and inflating, and then that causes a crash.
Hold on. I want to try and like show this on the stream so that way me and you aren't just talking.
I haven't listened to that. I haven't listened to that guy. Peter Schiff, that dude has been saying that for years, though.
Yeah, I don't know about stagflation, but I'd have to like look at it somewhere. Somebody can explain it to me in chat.
It's like when you go the other way and the value. Like,
well, that's what I said. You can't use the economy.
A loaf of bread costs fucking $5 right now. Like.
Well, yeah. What bread are you buying?
Safeway.
What bread are you buying?
Safeway.
Yeah. because I can still get. I think I can get 2 for $4.
The cheapest one's like $3.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. When we talk about PPP, which is probably the most important like statistic to use. I can also
drink Kool-Aid too, just to save $1. But I'm not going to do that.
Exactly. The problem with inflation is mostly due to the fact that things that we want cost money. That's called supply and demand. If you want to buy something and you want it just like everybody else wants it, then it's going to cost more. That's why when you look at grocery stores, the thing that's outpacing smaller stores is that bigger stores are using private brands to drive growth, right? So you have like Dollar General, you should know this, Walmart, Target. All of those places have like specialty brands that they intentionally lower the shelf price. Those products are selling incredibly well right now. Grocery Outlet as a whole is doing really, really well right now. Dollar General is doing really, really well right now. The people that aren't doing well are independents, and that's because they're not driving down their shelf prices because they don't have the type of capital that people like, Kroger's, Albertsons, places like that do. And so you end up with higher shelf prices. But if you want to buy stuff and you want to get it cheap, then you're going to have to buy the stuff that you don't want. This is just, to be honest with you, this is where America is spoiled. I said it during the pandemic. People are like, there's no food on the shelves. No, there's food on the shelves. It's just not the brands you want. It's not the food you want. It's always something that, well, I wanted strawberry and there's raspberry. We're fucking spoiled. We're fucking spoiled.
Yeah. What about Biden, though?
Okay, all right. You want to talk about
State of the Union, dude? Do you think he's gonna flake?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't put very much into the whole like.
I want to see him talk.
Up there and talk.
We haven't seen him talk for like what, a month live.
Yeah.
And he's running for president. He did no debates. He did no campaigning. Like, come on. Every president, even incumbents, still run.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't base my opinions on who I'm going to vote for off of how good they talk.
I want to see how alive he is.
Look, how good I don't give a shit if he's weekend at Bernie's, bro. He could be weekend at Bernie's.
Exactly. You guys just want the corporeal form.
No, I want fucking inflation to go down. I want the economy to go up. I want a actual bipartisan president that gets legislation moved through Congress during a time where he had the worst possible house to have. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't give a fuck.
Just have him step down and have Kamala be the first lady president.
Oh, you want to know my solution? I think we should have a council.
Like, I'm not. I know what.
No, but here's the thing:
want him off, then we get Kamala. But who cares? Like,
nobody's going to vote for Kamala.
She seems more competent than him.
No one's gonna vote for Kamala.
I think she dumbs herself down just so she doesn't outshine Biden.
Dude, Kamala's a badass. Kamala, like, if you guys don't remember Kamala during the debates,
she probably is.
Kamala was amazing.
So she doesn't outshine the master.
I would have voted for Kamala if she would have won the primary. 100% I would have voted for Kamala. I was telling everybody during the debates with Kamala and Biden, I was like, Kamala's the mom that America needs, dude. And everybody, here's the reason that, and this is what I'm saying. My problem
the guy's
with
not fit and he makes us look like a joke.
First of all, he's more fit. He rides a bike. What do you mean he's not fit? Donald Trump
fell down on that bike.
You saw the one time. Do you think that's the only fucking time he's ever rode a bike?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, so the one video you saw on the internet. Do you like spend your days watching videos of Joe Biden ride bikes? Do you like intentionally go on the internet and find videos of him riding a bike to see how many times he's fallen down and how many times he's been successful?
One bad picture is all it takes, like first impressions.
Right? Only for you. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is the problem with America. This is the problem with America. Meanwhile, Donald Trump couldn't even get on a fucking bike.
Hey, I vote. I'm not even a felon. You guys are fucked.
Look. Let's have a race. You put Donald Trump on a bike. You put Joe Biden on a bike. First guy to the finish line wins. I guarantee you, if fucking Joe Biden falls down 7 times.
Who wins? We all lose.
Joe Biden falls down 7 times. He still makes it to the finish line before Donald Trump. And you know who really wins? America. Because
you know who's not driving a golf ball 400 yards?
Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't. No one can drive a golf ball 400 yards. What's wrong with you? You know that. Not even Tiger Woods can. Not even Tiger Woods can. Hold on. Let's bring up a Donald Trump video. Donald Trump, and you tell me if this is any better than all the shit that they share.
Yeah, see, it says here during a meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, Donald Trump and Kim Jong both hit over 400 yards as recorded.
Yeah, I believe North Korean propaganda. Holy shit.
Right here, man.
Where did this fucking conversation go? Jesus Christ.
Oh, I got you though.
Dude, are you seriously quoting North Korean propaganda? Oh my god.
Okay, so he drives about 240. That's far.
I can drive at 240. Fuck yeah, I can drive at 240. I haven't even played golf in fucking like how many years? Probably 10 years, 15 years. I bet I can drive at 240. I could drive over 200 before. I 100% believe it. I fucking bet I could outdrive Donald Trump.
Those last 30 yards that, you know.
Dude,
just
fucking
can't stand up to him.
guarantee. It's me versus Donald Trump. If I outdrive Donald Trump, you guys buy me a fucking half yacht. Okay, hold on. Let's bring up a video here. Are you still watching my stream?
He's 80 years old too, by the way.
He's 81, isn't he? 82.
Yeah.
82. I don't give a shit. Like I said, I don't care how old Joe Biden is. I care about legislation. Like, at the end of the day...
We're just talking about if Trump can outdrive you. We're not talking about that
anymore. No. Donald Trump's only 77. Isn't Donald Trump only 77? I mean, I'm not trying to, make the guy older than he is. I'll whoop a 77-year-old's ass at golf, and I'll whoop an 81-year-old's ass at golf, too. I don't care. Bring them both on.
I'm in top chat mode. I'm the worst.
Well, you're always in top chat. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's see. What do I say? Donald Trump stuttering? Is that what you want? You tell me. Because now, like, this is what we got now, okay? Now, this is all your people's fault, okay? Because once one side starts doing it, the other side starts doing it, right?
Tonight,
so now,
Trump's going to run his own live stream where he trash talks Biden the entire time.
No. You want the smartest thing that the conservatives have done?
He's hip. He's in tune. He knows what the people want.
Dude, people on the right hate Donald Trump.
Shit about another guy talking.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden have the lowest approval rating for anybody rerunning. No one wants to see this matchup. That is the way it fucking is. But I am
Donald's
voting.
Take your model.
He's
going to live stream himself watching Biden.
A reaction stream? Holy shit!
Trump's doing a reaction stream because he knows what people want.
If Donald Trump, I will give you this.
Sneakers, now reaction videos.
I will give you this.
You can't lose.
If Donald Trump gets on and does a reaction to Joe Biden, I'll watch that shit. Right now.
See, now we're going.
All right, here you go. Okay, let's watch. Here, can you? Okay, careful. Do you have headphones on? Whoa! Oh, calm your dog down. Calm your dog down. Do you got headphones on?
Yeah, I do. But someone's here. Let me see who it is.
Oh, yeah.
The attack dog is attacking.
All right, you go deal with that. And we'll over here. We'll watch this video.
Meanwhile, here at the White House, there was a moment at the end of the president's speech yesterday on Jerusalem that caught a lot of people's attention. This is where the president appeared to slur his words. Take a look.
Let us rethink old assumptions and open our hearts and minds
to the fuck is going on?
And possibilities. And finally, I ask the leaders of the region,
dude, he's got heroin
political and religious, Israeli and Palestinian, Jewish and Christian and Muslim, to join us in the noble quest for lasting peace. Thank you.
Dude, what is wrong with his mouth?
God bless you. God bless Israel. God bless the Palestinians. And God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
What is that? Tell me he isn't
Online, some
slurring
observers
right
quickly
there.
speculated that
He's 100, and that was 6 years ago. That was 6 years ago. Pence is always on shrooms, Artie. Pence is either on shrooms or LSD, one or the other. Fucking 100%. Okay, hold on. Now we'll watch Joe Biden at the State of the Union while while Redonk is gone, so we can get a unbiased opinion on Joe Biden's speech while he's gone. No, it doesn't want to play it. Can we not play it? Oh, it's probably over. Is it not like that I'm like watching the old one? Is it not gonna work? The fuck is up with this? It must be over. Yeah, I know. Pence was behind him. It's 6 years ago. Where's Hunter? What the fuck is wrong with these people? Oh, this is like a... Is this a conservative channel? The National Desk? Is this conservative? Try restarting your device. What the fuck is going on here? Am I not allowed to like restream this shit? MSNBC. What did it do?
Good evening. Good evening. If I were smart, I'd go home now. Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans, in January 1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation, and he said, I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time. Freedom and democracy were under assault in the world. Tonight, I come to this same chamber to address the nation. Now, it's we who face an unprecedented moment in the history of the Union. And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either. Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today. What makes our moment rare is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march, invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year. And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight. I'm going to stand up. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And they know how to fight. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen. I say this to Congress, we have to stand up to Putin. Send me a bipartisan national security bill.
Just fine. Where's Redonk now?
History is literally watching. History is watching. If the United States walks away, it will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish to do us harm. My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away. We will not bow down.
Uncle Joe is pissed.
I will not bow down. In a literal sense, history is watching. History is watching. Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th, when insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy. Many of you are here on that darkest of days. We all saw with our own eyes the insurrectionists were not patriots. They'd come to stop the peaceful transfer of power, to overturn the will of the people. January 6th lies about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. But they failed. America stood. America stood strong and democracy prevailed. We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth.
Look at Johnson.
You can't love your country only when you win.
Dude, Mike Johnson, I can't tell if is he trolling? Because you know Donald Trump's watching this shit, and Mike Johnson's just like,
ever since being elected
you
to office,
motherfucker, I see you nodding to that.
All of you, without regard to party, to join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office to defend against all threats,
Squirming
foreign
like a worm.
and domestic.
Exactly, fatty.
Respect free and fair elections. Restore trust in our institutions. And make clear political violence has absolutely no place in America. Zero place.
Oh, I think they're wearing the white suits because of Hillary thing.
It's not hyperbole to suggest history is watching. We're watching. Your children and grandchildren will read about this day and what we do. History is watching another assault on freedom. Joining us tonight is Latoya Beasley, a social worker from Birmingham, Alabama. 14 months ago, she and her husband welcomed a baby girl thanks to the miracle of IVF. She scheduled treatments to have that second child.
Yeah,
the
better
Alabama
get that in
Supreme
now.
Court shut down IVF treatments across the state, unleashed by a Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She was told her dream would have to wait. What her family had got through should never have happened. Unless Congress acts, it could happen again. So tonight, let's stand up for families like hers. To my friends across the aisle, don't keep this waiting any longer. Guarantee the right to AVF.
Yeah, and Mike Johnson's
guarantee
like,
it nationwide.
No. Look at it. What? Dude, how is he nodding to this?
Like most Americans, I believe Roe v. Wade got it right. I thank Vice President Harris for being an incredible leader defending reproductive freedom and so much more. Thank you. My predecessor came to office determined to see Roe v. Wade overturned. He's the reason it was overturned, and he brags about it. Look at the chaos that has resulted. Joining us tonight is Kate Cox, the wife and mother from Dallas. She's become pregnant again and had a fetus of a fatal condition. Her doctor told Kate that her own life and her ability to have children in the future were at risk if she didn't act. Because Texas law banned her ability to act, Kate and her husband had to leave the state to get what she needed. What her family got through should have never happened as well, but it's happening in too many others.
Insanity.
There are state laws banning the freedom to choose, criminalizing doctors, forcing survivors of rape and incest to leave their states to get the treatment they need. Many of you in this chamber and my predecessor are promising to pass a national ban on reproductive freedom. My God, what freedom else would you take away? Look,
he's like,
it's a decision to overturn Roe v.
Justin
Wade. The
is
Supreme
like the
Court
best
majority
part of
wrote the
this.
following, and with all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about that.
oh shit! Look at him just sitting there, taking it. Oh man!
Clearly,
little Mikey just gotta sit there and listen.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women. But they found out when reproductive freedom was on the ballot. We won in 2022 and 2020, and we'll win again in 2024. Look
at these guys.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
There you go. There you go, Joe.
Folks, America cannot go back. I'm here tonight to show what I believe is the way forward, because I know how far we come. 4 years ago next week, before I came to office, the country was hit by the worst pandemic and the worst economic crisis in a century. Remember the fear, record losses. Remember the spikes in crime and the murder rate, raging virus that took more than 1 million American lives, of loved ones, millions left behind. A mental health crisis of isolation and loneliness. A president, my predecessor, failed the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people, the duty to care. I think that's unforgivable.
Look at Mike Johnson.
I came to office determined to get us through one of the toughest periods in the nation's history. We have. It doesn't make news in 1,000 cities and towns. The American people are writing the greatest comeback story never told.
Yeah, where's Readout for that?
So let's tell the story here. Tell it here and now. America's comeback is building the future of American possibilities, building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down, investing in all America, in all Americans, to make sure everyone has a fair shot. We leave no one behind. The pandemic no longer controls our lives. The vaccines that saved us from COVID are now being used to beat cancer, turning setback into comeback. That's what America does. That's what America does. Folks, my inherited economy is on the brink. Now our economy is literally the envy of the world. 15 million new jobs in just 3 years, a record, a record. Unemployment at 50-year lows. Record 16 million Americans are starting small businesses, and each one is a literal act of hope. With historic job growth and small business growth for Black and Hispanics and Asian Americans, 800,000 new manufacturing jobs in America and counting. Where is it written we can't be the manufacturing capital of the world? We are, we will. More people have health insurance today. More people have health insurance today than ever before. The racial wealth gap is as small as it's been in 20 years. Wages keep going up, inflation keeps coming down. Inflation has dropped from 9% to 3%, the lowest in the world and tending lower. The landing is and will be soft. And now, instead of importing foreign products and exporting American jobs, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Right here in America, where they belong. And it takes time, but the American people are beginning to feel it. Consumer studies show consumer confidence is soaring. Buy America has been the law of the land since the 1930s. Past administrations, including my predecessor, including some Democrats as well in the past, failed to buy American. Not anymore. On my watch, federal projects that you fund, like helping build American roads, bridges, and highways, will be made with American products and built by American workers.
Republicans
creating
are cheering
good
for that.
paying American jobs. And thanks to our CHIPS and Science Act, the United States is investing more in research and development than ever before. During the pandemic, a shortage of semiconductors, chips, that drove up the price of everything from cell phones to automobiles. And by the way, we invented those chips right here in America.
Yep.
Well, instead of having to import them, private companies are now investing billions of dollars to build new chip factories here in America, creating tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree. In fact, my policies have attracted $650 billion in private sector investment in clean energy, advanced manufacturing, creating tens of thousands of jobs here in America. And thanks to our bipartisan infrastructure law, 46,000 new projects have been announced all across your communities. And by the way, I noticed some of you strongly voted against it, or they're cheering on that money coming in.
Right?
I like it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Mike Johnson just...
If any of you don't want that money in your district, just let me know. Modernizing our roads and bridges, ports and airports, public transit systems. Removing poisonous lead pipes so every child can drink clean water without risk of brain damage.
It's too late for Mike Johnson, though.
Providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where you live, urban, suburban, or rural communities, in red states and blue states. Record investments in tribal communities. Because of my investment in family farms, because I invested in family farms led by my Secretary of Agriculture, who knows more about this than anybody I know, we're better able to stay in the family for those farms and their children and grandchildren won't have to leave home to make a living. It's transformative. The great comeback story is Belvedere, Illinois, home to an auto plant for nearly 60 years. Before I came to office, the plant was on its way to shutting down. Thousands of workers feared for their livelihoods. Hope was fading. Then I was elected to office, and we raised the Belvedere repeatedly with auto companies, knowing unions would make all the difference. The UAW worked like hell to keep the plant open and get these jobs back, and together we succeeded. Instead of auto factories shutting down, auto factories reopening, and new state-of-the-art battery factories being built to power those cars there at the same.
Mike's like, okay, yeah, that's true. I guess that's true.
The folks of Belvedere, I say, instead of your town being left behind, your community is moving forward again. Because instead of watching auto jobs in the future go overseas, 4,000 union jobs with higher wages are building the future in Belvedere right here in America. Here tonight is UAW President Shawn Fain, a great friend and a great labor leader. Shawn, where are you? Stand up. And Dawn Sims, a third-generation worker, UAW worker at Belvedere. Shawn, I was proud to be the first president to stand on the picket line, and today, Dawn has a good job in her hometown, providing stability for her family and pride and dignity as well. showing once again, Wall Street didn't build America. They're not bad guys. They didn't build it, though. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class.
Seems to be doing pretty good tonight. For all the haters.
I say to the American people, when America gets knocked down, we get back up. We keep
Everybody
going.
back up.
That's America. That's you, the American people. It's because of you America's coming back. It's because of you our future is brighter. It's because of you that tonight we can proudly say the state of our union is strong and getting stronger.
Okay, hold on. I can't hear you over this. I gotta put out one of my ribbons. I don't know, Fatty, does he echo when you hear him?
Tonight,
I think Fatty's the one watching that.
Tonight, I want to talk about the future of possibilities that we can build together.
Okay.
A future where the days of trickle-down economics are over, and the wealthy and the biggest corporations no longer get all the tax breaks. And by the way, I understand corporations. I come from a state that has more corporations invested than every one of your states in the state of the United States combined. And I represented it for 36 years. I'm not anti-corporation.
Are you ahead of me? Or
but I grew up in a home where trickle-down economics didn't put much on my dad's kitchen table. That's why I determined to turn things around so middle class does well. When they do well, the poor go way up and the wealthy still do very well.
While you're gone,
we all do
the
well.
internet went down for a minute.
And there's more to do to make sure you're feeling the benefits of all we're doing. Americans pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world. It's wrong, and I'm ending it.
Yeah, man, I just don't see the stuttering, all this shit that you're showing. Does he mess
With
up?
the law?
Yeah, 100% he messes up.
Well, I
but if
propose
you've
you
ever read off a
sign,
teleprompter,
not one
it
of
takes
you
me
Republican buddies
10 takes
voted
to
for
do
it.
like a 12-second
We finally beat Big Pharma. Instead of paying $400 a month or thereabouts for insulin with diabetes, and it only costs $10 to make, they only get paid $35 a month now and still make a healthy profit. And I want to, but what to do next? I want to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for every American who needs it. Everyone. For years, people have talked about it, but finally we got it done. We gave Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices on prescription drugs. Just like the VA is able to do for veterans. That's not just saving seniors money.
No.
It's saving taxpayers money.
I'm looking at him talking right now.
We cut the
He
federal
starts
deficit by
talking at 22
$160 billion.
He's been talking for a while.
Because Medicare...
Bernie's got to wear a mask.
No longer have to pay those exorbitant prices to Big Pharma.
Fuck that. Fuck you.
This year, Medicare is negotiating
Bernie
lower prices for some of the costliest drugs on the
You
market.
know how old Bernie is, dude? You
disease,
fucking go and you fucking shame Bernie into getting fucking COVID and he dies, bro, and coming to Arizona.
For 500 different drugs over the next decade.
Dude, he's fucking old.
They're making a lot of money, guys.
What's wrong with you people? Jesus Christ.
And they'll still be extremely profitable.
Tough it out, Bernie.
It will not only save lives, it will save taxpayers another $200 billion. Starting next year, the same law caps total prescription drug costs for seniors on Medicare at $2,000 a year. Even for expensive cancer drugs that cost $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. I want to cap prescription drug costs at $2,000 a year for everyone.
Dude, I love how only like one side really claps or anything. Like one of the things I hate about our politics is like
I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but anyone to get in Air Force One, we're going to fly to Toronto, Berlin, Moscow. Well, even Moscow probably.
Oh, he fucked
bring
up.
Your prescription with you, and I promise you, I'll get it for you for 40% the cost you're paying now. Same company, same drug, same place. Folks, the Affordable Care Act, the old Obamacare, is still a very big deal. Over 100 million of you can no longer be denied health insurance because of pre-existing condition. But my predecessor, and many in this chamber, want to take this prescription drug away by repealing.
Oh, you missed the part where he
Care
called
Act.
out the Supreme Court. That was fucking hilarious.
I'm not going to let that happen. We stopped you 50 times
Fucking
before, and
wrong,
we'll stop you again. In fact, I'm not only protecting it, I'm expanding it. They enacted tax credits of $800 per person per year, reduce health care costs for millions of working families. That tax credit expires next year. I want to make that savings permanent.
Mike Johnson is having such a hard time.
To state the obvious, women are more than half our population.
Well, probably because, I don't know.
But research on women's health has always been underfunded. That's why we're launching the first ever White House initiative on women's health research, led by Jill, doing an incredible job as First Lady.
No, he's clapped a couple times for more shit, but like he like makes like little funny faces and shit.
So pass my plan for $12 billion to transfer women's health research and benefit millions of lives all across America. I know the cost of housing is so important to you.
Fucking doctor of love.
Inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well, and the Fed acknowledges that. But I'm not waiting.
There you go.
I want to provide an annual tax credit that will give Americans $400 a month for the next 2 years as mortgage rates come down, to put toward their mortgages when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space. Just for 2 years. And my administration is also eliminating title insurance on federally backed mortgages.
I think they want to.
When you refinance your home, you can
something to do
save
with he wants
$1,000 or more as a consequence.
You're going to repeal the income.
For millions of renters,
yeah, good luck
we're
with that.
cracking down on big landlords
Florida
who
if you
use
don't want
antitrust
an income
law,
tax.
using antitrust, who break antitrust laws.
Well, then you can't
by
fucking
price
have all the
fixing
social
and driving up
safety nets
rents.
that come along with with
We've
life.
cut red
and it might
tape
feel good as like
so
a
builders
middle
can
class
get federally financing,
person,
which is
but
already
then
helping
when
build
all the poor people
a record
start fucking
1.7
taking,
million
down
new
the economy because
housing
they
units
have no
nationwide.
money.
Now pass.
Your repeal of the income tax is going to turn into you having no
Now
money
pass
because
and
everything's going
build
to cost $1
and
million
renovate
fucking dollars.
2 million affordable homes and bring those rents down.
Okay, do you know what we actually gave Ukraine? Do you know that it's not actually money? No, it's all a bunch of
To remain
fucking
the
old
strongest
equipment that
economy in
sits
the
around
world,
fucking military
we need to have
yards
the best
and we wouldn't
education
use it
system
if
in the
we went
world.
to war. That's how old it is. And we do give some money. Don't get me wrong.
And
There
I,
is
like
some
I
money.
suspect
It isn't
all of you,
$100 billion, though. It isn't even
want to
fucking
give a
close to
child,
that. Not to
every
mention,
child, a good
we
start
sell all kinds
by
of fucking
providing
weapons
access to
and stuff
preschool
because
for
of this
3 and 4 years
We've
old.
made more money off this war, believe
You
me,
know,
than we've given to you.
I think I pointed out last year.
The children, though. The children.
I think I pointed out last year
I don't know.
that children coming from broken homes where there's no books, they're not read to, not spoken to very often, start school, kindergarten, or first grade, having heard 1 million fewer words spoken. Well, studies show that children who go to preschool are nearly 50% more likely to finish high school, go on to earn a 2- and 4-year degree, no matter what their background is.
He's about the children, read on. Joe's trying to fucking get people educated. You guys are like, fuck education.
The Business Roundtable. They were mad that they were angry. I think, well, they were discussing.
I know. I'm aware.
Why I wanted to spend money on education. I pointed out to them as vice president. I met with over 182 of those folks. Don't hold me to the exact number.
Oh, they're going to.
And
sorry, Joe, but
I
they're
asked them
going
what
to.
they need most, the CEOs. And you've had the same experience on both sides of the aisle. They say a better educated workforce, right?
Yeah.
So I looked at
Even
them.
Mike Johnson, like he's
And I
like,
say,
oh,
I
shit,
come
I
from
nodded at
Delaware.
that.
DuPont used to be the 8th largest corporation in the world. And every new enterprise they bought, they educated the workforce to that enterprise.
I think Stephen Colbert's smarter
But none
than
of you
Mike
do that
Johnson.
anymore. Why are you angry with me providing you the opportunity for the best
and the
educated
glasses.
workforce in the world? And they all looked at me and
Hides that
said,
pervy ass
"I think you're
history.
I want to expand high-quality tutoring and summer learning to see that every child learns to read by third
Okay,
grade."
no, Joe. No kid wants summer learning. Stop it, Joe. You lost me on that one. The fucking kid. Yeah, what the fuck, Joe? You
I'm
lost me
also
on that
connecting local businesses and high schools so students get hands-on experience and a path to good paying job whether or not they go to college.
I like that.
And I want to make sure the college is more affordable.
Oh, he says all these
Let's
evil
continue
things.
increasing the Pell Grants to working and middle-class families and increase record investments in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions, including Hispanic institutions.
He does, actually. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
And I was told I couldn't universally just change the way in which we dealt with student loans.
But yeah.
I fixed 2 student loan programs that already existed to reduce the burden of student debt for nearly 4 million Americans, including nurses, firefighters, and others in public service.
3 gas. Dude, you would fuck
Like
up
Keenan
if you
Jones, a
even
public
tried to do
educator
this
from
speech,
Minnesota,
you would
who's here
fuck
with
it up
us tonight.
10
Keenan,
times
where
more
are
than
you?
he has.
Keenan, thank you. He's
Dude, you
educated
can't
hundreds
even
of students
read.
so they can go to college. Now he's able to help after debt forgiveness get his
you'd
own
be
daughter
Trump.
to college.
You'd literally be Trump. That's why he appeals. Yeah, because fucking America's so goddamn
Folks,
stupid.
look.
They're like, oh, he's saying all this stuff about education. I
Such
hate
relief is good for the
education.
economy because folks are now able to buy a home, start a business, start a family.
Let me put it in.
While we're at it, I want to give public school teachers a raise.
Oh, such an evil guy. Dude, that black and red. Yeah, and like everybody's like,
By the way, the
he's
first
a
couple of years we cut
Satanist.
the deficit.
Like, whoa, that's too strong.
Now let me speak to the question of fundamental fairness for
Coming in
all
too
Americans. I've been delivering real results in fiscally responsible ways. We've already cut the federal deficit. We've already cut the federal deficit over $1 trillion. I signed the bipartisan deal to cut another $1 trillion in the next decade.
Malarkey.
It's my goal to cut the federal deficit another $3 trillion by making big corporations and very wealthy finally beginning to pay their fair share.
Yeah, I'm fucking clapping for that. Make rich people pay the fucking share.
Look, I'm a capitalist. If you want to make or can make $1 million or millions of bucks, that's great. Just pay your fair share in taxes.
Which in my opinion is like 99% of what you make.
A fair tax code is how we invest things to make this country great. Healthcare, education, defense, and so much more. But here's the deal. The last administration enacted a $2 trillion tax cut. Overwhelmingly benefit the top 1%, the very wealthy and the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal deficit. They added more to the national debt than any presidential term in American history.
$8
Check the
trillion,
numbers.
Mike Johnson. Stop
Folks at
shaking your
home,
head,
does
Mike
anybody
Johnson.
really think the tax code is fair? Do you really think the wealthy and big corporations need another $2 trillion tax break? I sure don't. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000
he got
will
my
pay
vote.
additional penny in federal taxes.
If I wasn't
nobody,
voting
not
for
one penny.
Well,
They haven't yet.
tax the shit out of the wealthy people. You got my vote every fucking
fact,
day of the week.
The child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half.
You can't
Restore
cut
that
taxes
child
unless you cut
tax
spending.
credit.
You
No
can't cut
child
spending,
should go hungry in this
but you
country.
can't cut spending without harming the economy.
The way to make the tax code fair
So it's a fucking
is to make
circular
big corporations and the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share.
There's plenty.
Remember in 2020,
Oh, I don't doubt that there
55
is.
of the
yeah.
biggest companies
but
in
not
America
in the way that
made
Republicans
$40 billion
believe. You can't just slash the
and
administration.
paid zero in federal
you can't
income
fucking
tax.
just
Zero.
cut the FBI in half.
Not anymore. Thanks to the law I wrote and we
cut
signed, big companies have to
administrations
pay a
into
minimum of 15%.
That's not how anything
But that's
works.
still less
That's a fucking
than
pipe
working
dream,
people
and that's why
paying federal
Republicans
taxes.
have never actually did it.
It's time to raise corporate minimum tax to at least 21%.
Who's that?
So every big corporation finally began to pay their
I'm
fair
gonna give him a
share.
couple months before I call him a moron.
I also want to end tax breaks for big
Let 'em
pharma,
cook.
big oil,
Let 'em
private
cook.
checks, massive executive pay when it's only supposed to be $1 million that could be deducted. They can pay them $20 million if they want, but deduct $1 million. End it now. You know, there are 1,000 billionaires in America.
Yeah, it's fucking
You know what
insane.
the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No.
8.7%.
They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%.
Damn, I was close.
That's far less than the vast majority of Americans
Because
pay.
they use
No
they
billionaire
move
should
around their
pay a
money
lower
through
federal
stocks
tax
and
rate than
real
a
estate
teacher, a
and stuff.
sanitation worker,
People
or a
are like,
nurse.
they pay like 23%. Actually. I'm like, fuck you. They're like, even if they only pay 23%, that's ridiculous. I pay 23%.
I propose a minimum tax for billionaires
Well,
of
yeah, once you talk about
25%,
state
just
and federal. I think he's
25%.
just talking about federal.
You know what that would
Yeah, but
raise?
he's just talking
That would
about
raise $500 billion over the next 10 years.
I saw that shit.
And imagine what that could do for
It's
America.
a sign of Biden's.
Imagine a future
presidency.
with affordable child care. Millions of families can get they need to go to work to help grow the economy. Imagine a future with paid leave, because no one should have to choose between working and taking care of their sick family member. Imagine, imagine the future of home care and elder care, and people living with disabilities, so they can stay in their homes and family caregivers
now you're
can
making Mike
finally
Johnson hard,
get the
dude.
pay they deserve.
He's getting
Tonight,
an erection in the back.
let's all agree
Oh, yeah.
once again to stand up for seniors.
We just addressed the same thing.
Many of my friends on the
You
other
don't.
side of the
I love
aisle
you,
want to put
and I
Social
love-
Security
I
on the
love your
chopping
wife,
block.
But I don't want either one of you teaching.
If anyone here tries to cut Social Security, Medicare, or raise the retirement
No,
age,
I don't.
I will.
I don't want my wife teaching my kids. I want a fucking trained professional doing it.
The working people who built this country pay more into Social Security than millionaires and billionaires do. It's not fair. We have two ways to go. Republicans can cut Social Security and
I
give
think
more
that's to
tax
do
breaks
with,
to the wealthy.
They did that for Hillary
I will-
Clinton.
that's the proposal.
Back in 2020, that might be what it
Oh
is.
no.
Women's
You guys
rights.
don't
Oh,
want
it's
another
probably for the
$2 trillion
IVF.
tax cut?
It's a women's rights thing.
I kind of thought that's what your plan was.
What the fuck is wrong with that
Well, that's good to hear. You're not going to cut another $2 trillion for the super wealth. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share.
Mike Johnson's like, I'm one of those people.
Look.
Look at these people.
Too many corporations
Holy shit.
raise prices to pad their profits, charging more and more for less and less. That's why we're cracking down on corporations engaged in price gouging and deceptive pricing, from
Yeah, too much
food to
standing.
healthcare to housing. In fact, the snack
I
companies
think they're trying to.
you won't notice.
No, I think they are
if
visually
they
trying to
change
show
the
that these are
size
the
of
people
the
clapping
bag
and
and
these
put
are
a
the
hell of a
people
lot fewer, same size bag.
So it is very.
Put fewer
theatrical.
chips in it. No, I'm not joking. It's called shrinkflation. Pass Bobby Casey's bill and stop this.
Shrinkflation. He's right.
I really mean it.
I can tell you what he's right. Companies, instead of raising their prices, reducing their product. No, they're everything. Dude.
You probably all saw
everything in the
that
store
commercial
is like
on
that.
Snickers bars. You get,
There was
you
9.
get charged the same amount.
Now you only get 8.
And you got about, I don't know, 10% fewer Snickers in it.
Now you only get 8 for
Look,
$3.50.
I'm also getting rid of junk fees. Those hidden fees at the end of your bill that are there without your knowledge. My administration announced we're cutting credit card late fees from $32 to $8. Banks and credit card companies are allowed to charge what it
They
costs
probably
them to instigate the collection. And that's more, a hell of a lot, like $8 and 30-some dollars. They don't like it. Credit card companies don't like it. But I'm saving American families $20 billion a year with all the junk fees I'm eliminating. Folks at
The
home,
Republicans won't even cheer for that. They're like, fuck that.
that's why the banks are so mad. It's $20 billion in profit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not stopping there.
Oh, come on. Nobody reads
My
that
administration
shit.
proposed rules to make cable, travel, utilities, and online ticket sellers tell you the total price up front.
Middle class.
So there are no
wealthy
surprises.
people. Yeah. I don't
It
either.
matters. It matters.
People with money. That's what I'm saying. It's a poor
And so
person
does
trap.
this.
Well, poor people traps affect
In
us.
November,
we pay more taxes
my team began
because of poor
serious
people
negotiation with a bipartisan group of senators. The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh?
That's because he's the one that he's
that
the one
conservatives
that wrote
got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing. That bipartisan bill would hire 1,500 more
Republican.
security agents and officers, 100 more immigration judges to help tackle the backload of 2 million cases, 4,300 more asylum officers, and new policies so they can resolve cases in 6 months instead of 6 years now.
It wasn't an election year, bro. Dude, that guy's a Republican. You
What
know?
are you against?
He's the one who fucking wrote the bill, and they voted against it.
100 more high-tech drug detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America. That's killing thousands of children. This bill would save lives.
Republicans voted against
And the border. It will also
Because
give
it's an
me and
election.
any
They
new
would have voted
president
against it anyways because it's a Democratic
new emergency
president.
authority to temporarily shut down the border when the number of migrants at the border is overwhelming.
Fuck.
The Border Patrol Union has endorsed this bill. The Federal Chamber of Commerce is, yeah. You're saying low. Look at the facts. I know you know how to read.
The union, who is friends with Donald Trump. He's Donald Trump's
I believe
friend.
that given the opportunity for a majority in the House and Senate would endorse the bill as well.
So no
majority
shit.
right now.
The guy that's
But
friends with
unfortunately,
Donald Trump
politics has
said that the
derailed
Border
this
Patrol
bill so
didn't
far.
want his money. Yeah,
I'm told
no
my
shit.
predecessor called members of Congress in the Senate to demand they block the bill. He feels political win.
Joe Biden didn't write that bill.
For me,
a Republican wrote that bill.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing.
Yep.
And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. Folks,
he's not wrong.
I would respectfully suggest my Republican friends owe it to the American people, get this bill done. We need to act
They
now.
wrote the bill. It can't be said enough. Republicans wrote the bill and then shit on their own bill because Joe Biden tried to pass it.
And if my predecessor is watching, instead of paying politics
Jesus fucking
and
Christ.
pressuring members of Congress to block the bill, join me in telling the Congress to pass it. We can do it together. But that's what here's what he will not do. I will not demonize immigrants saying they are poison in the blood of our country. I will not separate families. I will not ban people because of their faith. Unlike my predecessor on my first day in office, I introduced a comprehensive bill to fix our immigration system. Take a look at it. It has all these and more.
Well, yeah.
Secure
like
the
I
border.
said, though,
Provide a
unless
pathway
you're
to
a fucking
citizenship for
professional
dreamers.
speaker.
And so much more.
Yeah.
But unlike my predecessor,
Donald Trump doesn't say shit the entire time he talks.
I know who we are as Americans.
Fucking ramble.
We're the only nation in the world with a heart and soul that draws from old and new. Home to Native Americans, whose ancestors have been here for thousands of years. Home to people of from every place on earth. They came freely. Some came in chains. Some came when famine struck, like my ancestral family in Ireland. Some to flee persecution, to chase dreams that are impossible anywhere but here in America. That's America. And we all come from somewhere, but we're all Americans.
Fuck, we're still being persecuted. What are you talking about? Hey, Jim Jordan.
Look, folks, we have a simple choice. We can
See,
fight
that's kind of why Mike
about
Johnson
fixing the
didn't
border,
want
or we
Marjorie
can
Taylor
fix
Greene to
it.
say anything. She just gives him a moment.
I'm
He gets
ready to fix
you
it.
know, I mean, I'm all for it.
Send me the border bill now. A transformational moment in history.
A lot of
58,
Democrats didn't
59
like it.
years
He
ago
tried to
today
push through that bill.
in Selma,
and
Alabama.
Still Republicans vetoed it.
Hundreds of foot soldiers for justice marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, named after the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan,
Exactly.
to claim their fundamental right to vote. They were beaten, they were bloody, and left for dead. Our late friend and former colleague, John Lewis, was on that march. We miss him.
This is when they should have stood and cried. There you go. There you go, Mike Johnson. There you go.
Joining us tonight,
Mike Johnson actually stood for that shit. Good job.
our other marchers, both in the gallery and on the floor, including Betty Mae Fikes, known as the voice of Selma, the daughter of gospel singers and preachers. She sang songs of prayer and protest on that bloody Sunday to help shake the nation's conscience. 5 months later, the Voting Rights Act passed and was signed into law.
Can you stop making me stand up?
Thank you. Thank you,
Like,
thank you,
the
thank
entire
you.
fucking place should be standing and talking for that. There you go. Good job. She was part of the civil rights movement. I don't think she was related to John Lewis, but John Lewis died.
But 59 years later,
he was part of it.
there are forces taking us back in time. Voter suppression, election subversion, unlimited dark money, extreme gerrymandering. John Lewis was a great friend to many of us here. But if you truly want to honor him and all the heroes who marched with him, then it's time to do more than talk. Pass the Freedom to Vote
But
Act.
that's what he's saying.
The John
that
Lewis
people want to
Voting
take
Rights
people
Act.
back to that. I think the Supreme Court just has to sit right up front, just getting fucking wrecked the whole time.
And stop denying another core value of America. Our diversity
They love that shit.
across American life. Banning books, it's wrong. Instead of erasing history, let's make history. I want to protect fundamental rights. Pass the Equality Act. And my message to transgender Americans,
Learn about this.
I have your back. Pass the PRO Act for workers' rights. Raise the federal minimum wage, because every worker has a right to a decent living more than $7 an hour.
Hurts. All these things you're saying hurt.
We're also making history by confronting the climate crisis, not denying it. I don't think any of you think there's no longer a climate crisis. At least I hope you don't.
Nowhere.
I'm taking
Fucking
the most
somewhere
significant
deep
action
in
ever on
Mississippi
climate in the history of the world.
Yeah, me too. Fucking Brazil.
I'm
bro.
cutting our
That's
carbon
where
emissions in
$7
half
enough.
by 2030.
$7 an hour is enough.
Creating tens of thousands of clean energy jobs, like the IBW work is building and installing 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations. Conserving 30% of America's lands and waters by 2030. And taking action on environmental justice fence line communities smothered by the legacy of pollution. And patterned after the Peace Corps and America Corps, I launched the Climate Corps, to put 20,000 young people to work in the forefront of our clean energy future. I'll triple that number in a decade.
AOC's like, oh, it's me. AOC finally got something that she wanted. She's like, oh, yes, I'll clap for this one.
All Americans deserve the freedom to be
Dude,
safe.
Look, any reason to put people to work, bro.
When I took office.
That's money.
Year before I took office, murder rates went up 30%.
It's not wasting money if you're putting people to work.
30% they went up.
What the fuck was that?
The biggest increase in history. It was then.
What?
Through my American Rescue Plan, which every American voted against, I might add, we made the largest investment in public safety ever. Last year, the murder rate saw the sharpest decrease in history. Violent crime fell to one of its lowest levels in more than 50 years. But we have more to do. We have helped cities invest in more community police officers, more mental health workers, more community violence intervention. Give communities the tool to crack down on gun crime, retail crime, and carjacking.
Yeah, that's
keep building trust as they've been doing by taking executive action on police reform and calling for it to be the law of the land.
Not the
directing my cabinet to review the federal classification of marijuana and expunging thousands of convictions for the mere possession, because no one should be jailed for simply using or having on their record.
A little bit of a purge.
Take on crimes of domestic violence. I'm ramping up the federal enforcement of the Violence Against Women Act that I proudly wrote when I was a senator, so we can finally end the scourge against women in America.
Mike Johnson's like, if I have to clap for that, I guess I will.
There are other kinds of violence I want to stop. With us tonight is Jasmine, whose 9-year-old sister Jackie was murdered with 21 classmates and teachers in elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Very soon after that happened, Jill and I went to Uvalde for a couple of days.
I'm all for red flag laws.
We spent hours and hours with each of the families. We heard their message, so everyone in this room, in this chamber, could hear the same message.
Yeah, I'm all for red flag laws. That fucking guy that killed those people in Maine.
He said, do something.
Do something. Single, yeah. Of course you would.
Well, I did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House, that the Vice President is leading the charge. Thank you for doing it.
Red flag laws are protecting so many fucking kids.
Meanwhile,
at the end of the day, if you're mentally ill and someone comes to take your guns and you get shot by a cop, that's fucking better than you fucking killing children.
My predecessor told the NRA he's proud he did nothing on guns when he was
cop
president.
signed up for that.
Yeah, but he could have not.
The cops should be protecting my fucking children.
He said, when asked what to do about it, he said, just get over it.
Typically, they kind of inflame situations.
There's his quote.
Oh, of
just
course.
get over it.
That's because they're undertrained. That's a whole different subject.
Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
I don't know. I missed it.
I'm proud we beat the NRA when I signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years because of this Congress. We now must beat the NRA again.
He's talking about the NRA.
I'm demanding a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Pass universal background checks. None of this.
This guy's like,
none of this. I taught the Second Amendment for 12 years. None of this violates the Second Amendment.
Yeah, in Arizona, where you can literally go in and buy a fucking gun. You can buy them at the fucking show.
We're also managing crises abroad,
Am I wrong?
In the Middle East.
If you go to the
I know the last 5 months have been gut-wrenching.
If you go to a gun show in Arizona, politician boy, can you buy a gun without a background check?
I don't know.
This crisis began on October 7th.
Are you the one who told me that?
By a terrorist group called Hamas, as you all know.
Misinformation again from Redon.
People, women and girls, men and boys, slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust.
Yeah, most places do.
And 250
Some places
hostages taken.
As far as I know.
Here in this chamber tonight are families whose loved ones are still being held by Hamas. I pledge to all the families that we will not rest until we bring every one of your loved ones home. We also
Republicans are okay. We can. Yeah, he's talking about the.
We will also work around the clock to bring home Evan and Paul, Americans being unjustly detained by the Russians and others around the world.
Yeah, because
Israel has the right to go after Hamas. Hamas ended this conflict by releasing hostages, laying down arms, could end it.
Oh my God! You
releasing the hostages, laying down arms, and surrendering.
You cannot compare what you do to the President of the United States.
Excuse me.
Holy shit! The height of American fucking irony is going. I'm pretty much as busy as the president.
Under hospitals, daycare centers, and all the like. Israel also has a fundamental responsibility, though, to protect innocent civilians in Gaza. This war has taken a greater toll on innocent civilians than all previous wars in Gaza combined.
He's got to be careful on this subject.
30,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of whom are not Hamas. Thousands and thousands of innocent women and children, girls and boys, also orphaned. Nearly 2 million more Palestinians under bombardment or displacement. Homes destroyed, neighborhoods in rubble, cities in ruin. Families without food, water, medicine. It's heartbreaking. I've been working nonstop to establish an immediate ceasefire that would last for 6 weeks to get all the prisoners released, all the hostages released, to get the hostages home and ease the intolerable humanitarian crisis and build toward an enduring, something more enduring. The United States has been leading international efforts to get more humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Tonight, I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza that can receive large shipments carrying food, water, medicine, and temporary shelters. No U.S. boots will be on the ground. A temporary pier will enable a massive increase in the amount of humanitarian assistance getting into Gaza every day.
Is that what they did in Somalia?
And Israel must do its part. Israel must allow more aid into Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire. And they're announcing they're going to have a crossing in northern Gaza. For the leadership of Israel, I say this: humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip. Protecting and saving innocent lives has to be a priority.
I'm all for that. I mean,
as we look to the future,
trying to help people.
The only real solution to the situation is a two-state solution over time.
People signed up for some of this stuff. If you're down for the cause, then you're going to put yourself in the way of certain things.
And I say this as a lifelong supporter of Israel. My entire career,
that's like my kid,
no one has a stronger record with Israel than I do. I challenge any of you.
Because he's trying to help people.
I'm the only American president of Israel in wartime. But there is no other path.
But that's why you sign up. That's why you don't sign up for fucking tuition.
There is no other path that guarantees Palestinians can live in peace with peace and dignity. And there's no other path that guarantees peace between Israel and all of its neighbors, including Saudi Arabia, with whom I'm talking. Creating stability in the Middle East also means containing the threat
a lot of those people are still
posed
in
by
Afghanistan,
Iran.
Actually, so
that's why I built a coalition of more than a dozen countries to defend international shipping and freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. I've ordered strikes to degrade the Houthi capability and defend U.S. forces in the region.
This is him talking.
As Commander-in-Chief, I will not hesitate to direct further measures to protect our people and our military personnel. For years, I've heard many of my Republican and Democratic friends say that China is on the rise and America is falling behind. They've got it backwards. I've been saying it for over 4 years, even when I wasn't president. America's rising. We have the best economy in the world. And since I've come to office, our GDP is up, our trade deficit with China is down to the lowest point in over a decade. And we're standing up against China's unfair economic practices. We're standing up for peace and stability across the Taiwan Straits.
thought you were talking about housing.
I've revitalized our partnership and alliance in the Pacific. India, Australia, Japan, South Korea, Pacific Islands. I've made sure that the most advanced American technology can't be used in China, not allowing to trade them there. Frankly, for all this tough talk on China, it never occurred to my predecessor to do any of that. I want competition with China, not conflict. And we're in a stronger position to win the conflict of the 21st century against China than anyone else, for that matter, than any time as well. Here at home, I've signed over 400 bipartisan bills, but there's more to pass my unity agenda. Strengthen penalties on fentanyl trafficking. You don't want to do that, huh? Pass bipartisan privacy legislation to protect our children online. Harness the promise of AI to protect us from peril. Ban AI voice impersonations and more. And keep our truly sacred obligation to train and equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't. That's why the song Support and Help of
It was
Dennis,
pretty good.
VA. I signed the PACT Act.
It was pretty good.
One of the most significant laws ever, helping millions of veterans exposed to toxins who now are battling more than 100 different cancers. Many of them don't come home, but we owe them and their families support. We owe it to ourselves to keep supporting our new health research agency called ARPA-H, and remind us that we can do big things like end cancer as we know it, and we will.
Don't clap for that. Fucking Republicans, just clap for it. It's okay to clap for it.
Let me close with this. Yay. I know you don't want to hear any more, Lindsay, but I got to say a few more things. I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while. When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever.
They noticed me.
I know the American story. Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation. Between those who want to pull America back to the past and those who want to move America into the future. My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy, a future based on core values that have defined America: honesty, decency, dignity, equality.
Yeah, right.
To respect everyone, to give everyone a fair shot, to give hate no safe harbor. Now, other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution, that's not me. I was born amid World War II, when America stood for the freedom of the world. I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, among working-class people who built this country. I watched in horror as two of my heroes, like many of you did, Dr. King and Bobby Kennedy, were assassinated. And their legacies inspired me to pursue a career in service.
There I go, he
I
stuttered.
left the law firm, became a public defender because my city of Wilmington was the only city in America occupied by the National Guard after Dr. King was assassinated because of the riots. And I became a county councilman almost by accident. I got elected to the United States Senate when I had no intention of running at age 29. Then vice president to our first black president. Now president to the first women vice president. In my career, I've been told I was too young. By the way, they didn't let me on the Senate elevators for votes sometimes. Not a joke.
That's pretty funny.
And I've been told I'm too old. Whether young or old, I've always known what endures. I've known our North Star. The very idea of America is that we're all created equal and deserves to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to that idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I won't walk away from it now. I'm optimistic. I really am. I'm optimistic, Nancy.
Dude, tell me there isn't a fucking million times difference between Biden's speech and anything Trump has ever fucking said.
Isn't how old we are. It's how old are our ideas. Hate, anger, revenge, retribution are the oldest of ideas. But you can't lead America with ancient ideas. It'll only take us back. Exactly. You lead America, the land of possibilities. You need a vision for the future and what can and should be done. Tonight you've heard mine. I see a future where defending democracy, you don't diminish it. I see a future where we restore the right to choose and protect our freedoms, not take them away.
Pelosi was 30, the two North Dakota
I see a future.
I don't know the term limits or the answer actually anymore. I watched
where the middle class finally has a fair shot, and the wealthy have to pay their fair share in taxes.
You should watch the video I watched. It changed my whole opinion.
I see a future where we save the planet from the climate crisis and our country from gun violence.
Something to like even knowing what the fuck we're doing.
Above all,
I think age.
I see a future for all Americans. I see a country for all Americans. And I will always be president for all Americans. Because I believe in America. I believe in you, the American people. You're the reason we've never been more optimistic about our future than I am now. So let's build the future together. Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America. And there is nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, there you go. If you wanted to see him speak for more than 10 minutes. How many fucking minutes did he talk for? Holy shit, an hour? More, hour and 5. Going back. Smoke. No shit. That's what I was trying to tell you. He always does that. He spoke for an hour and 7 minutes.
He didn't fall down. Hold on. Make sure.
Oh my god. You want to watch it until see if he falls down on his way out? So that way you can fucking like qualify a bias? Jesus Christ. Dude, like I said, it's substance over symbolism every fucking day of the week. I don't need to watch that speech. I don't need to watch it. I don't need to see him stand up there because I know all the things that he believes in. I know all the things that he's actually passed. I know exactly what the fuck he wants to do with his next 4 years. And the same thing goes for Donald Trump. I don't need to sit here and watch a Donald Trump speech either because I know all the shit that he believes too. In fact, I should probably watch Donald Trump speeches so that way I am minding my own bias on Donald Trump. But to be honest with you, it's not about speeches. It's not about who these people are charismatically. It's about whether or not they get shit done. And Donald Trump is an isolationist, self-admittedly an isolationist, and Joe Biden is working towards actually creating a strong economy that works for fucking everybody. That's where I'm going to be with that. I don't know. I don't think that we need to sit here and watch dude talk to know that. We just look at what he's gotten done with legislation. Besides the fact that fucking Donald Trump literally had Congress, Senate, and the presidency and didn't get past a fucking funding bill. Like that's how bad the right is right now. It's not just Donald Trump. It's also it's just the right as a whole. That's why the right has Congress right now and hasn't passed any like legitimate legislation in the past like 2 to 4 years. I think Biden had Democratic for the first 2 years. But they've had a Republican majority for the last 2 years, and they haven't gotten a single fucking thing done because the right even hates the right now. And it's not like the left is like fucking perfect or anything like that, but the right is fucking insane right now. So, I don't know, man. You can fall down on a bike.
He just committed to putting soldiers on a dock, on a pier.
Yeah, but that's, like I said, that's, I mean, where do you want to be? Do you want to be, the nation that helps people, or do you want to be the nation that builds walls around itself and fucking sticks its hands in its pocket and watches shit just go fucking crazy until it ends up on your doorstep?
I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying you just made commitment right there.
Yeah. No, but I'm okay with that. I'm like I said.
About that over the
well, he's also once again. You also have to take into account it being an election year as well, and he knows that people right now, specifically Arab Americans, aren't going to vote for him, even if they're on the left. What's that?
October. That was months ago too. Now, so yeah.
What? When he did that?
A little late, probably. October. For Israel being attacked. And
oh yeah. But I mean, so I had this argument with
months later. So
I had this argument with Emmett because he's pro-Palestine, and I'm like, he's like, Joe Biden hasn't done enough. Joe Biden has. I'm like, you can't put a number on how many people would have died if Joe Biden hadn't went over there, but it would have been worse. The fact that the United States of America is involved with what's going on in Israel Hamas right now actually is a good thing in the way that it's actually like mitigating the amount of casualties that are going on. If Israel was to have just been left to their own devices, believe me, it would be a lot worse than it has been since Biden went over there and fucking sat down with them. But people are too stupid to believe that. People just want to believe that Joe Biden is over there, cheerleading fucking Netanyahu in killing, Palestinians. That's not what's happening. When he brought those aircraft carriers over there in the first place, it wasn't to like bomb the Gaza Strip. It was to provide a sense of security to keep people like the Houthis from getting directly involved in the war. And it's worked. But the problem with that is that it's complicated. It's very complicated, and people don't want to talk about complicated things. I mean, we started this whole conversation by you talking about the fact that he can't talk. We just watched a video that he talked for over an hour. The reason that you believe that is because the media constantly wants to show people clips, both on the left and the right, because it makes them money, of Joe Biden falling off his bike or Joe Biden stuttering. Even like what I said about Trump. Trump, in my opinion, does slur, does make stupid comments, does fuck up his words, but just like what they do with Biden, they're going to do the same thing to Trump now. Now, you're going to watch a video of Trump for an hour talking, and you're like, oh, he's not stuttering. Oh, he's not saying dumb shit. Well, what about all those videos I saw? Well, because it's the same thing. On either side, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's entertainment. At the end of the day...
And I want to watch it happen live. Yeah. Rather than hear somebody else clip it and play it for me back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If that's what you need, I can understand that.
And I can chuckle at it and go, hey, look, he fucked up.
Yeah, I still laugh. Dude, I laugh.
Then it goes off into the universe. I don't think about it anymore.
Joe Biden falls off his bike, I laugh, okay? It's fucking... Anybody falls off a bike, I laugh.
I don't laugh at Trump, too?
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is when...
I want to see both of them do their own little personality things.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Magoo over here bumping into shit, President Roomba.
Yeah, and then the fucking crazy psychotic guy.
We got Trump always saying wacky shit, yeah.
And so the debates will be fine.
We saw an action video to Biden's State of the Union right now that we didn't even watch.
What's that?
He's releasing shoes.
Oh yeah, while we're watching this, Trump's doing some crazy shit over there. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
His own wacky stuff that we're gonna laugh about.
But that's the problem.
Start his own. What was that? Truth.com.
Truth Social. Yeah, Truth Social, bro.
Yeah, you can laugh at both of them.
But the problem with it is that while Trump is doing goofy shit, showman style, Joe Biden's talking about things that actually matter, and that's why I'm voting for Joe Biden. Is because I don't give a shit how old Joe Biden is. Look, the reality of the situation is Joe Biden is 82 years old, but you just watched him talk. He's obviously capable of standing up there and speaking for over an hour. He probably flubbed less than 99% of people. Like I said, I read off a teleprompter. I can tell you.
I got lost once.
Well, you might have flubbed it more than that. I'm being forgiving. I think that
he got real when he pulled out the challenge of the kid.
Yeah. Well, and when he did that though, but he recovered that really well,
What's
right?
He doing? Like, go back and watch it again. Like I don't know if he got lost in the words or if he was like, oh shit, that coin, like reaching in a pocket.
Oh no, he was okay. So what he was talking about was Marjorie Taylor Greene brought up the girl that was killed by the illegal immigrant. He was trying to pull out the pin to show that he supports the girl that was killed as well. Was what he was trying to do there. He's trying to pull it up, and obviously he doesn't have the mechanical dexterity that, say, Trump does with his hands. But like I said,
he was going through his pockets.
Yeah, pretty much. He's trying to find the little fucking button that shows that he supports her as well. And like I said, that's kind of the bullshit that people like kind of bring up. They're like, oh, well, he just wants immigrants to come into the country, and he doesn't care that they kill Americans. That's fucking stupid. And it's bad on both sides when they do that. It's bad when people do it. The thing about Trump is that Trump isn't part of the Republican Party. And like I said before, I think it's great that people wanted somebody different. It's just not Trump. Trump is just not the one. He's not intelligent enough to shake up and do anything good with the system. If you picked fucking, even on the Democratic side, you have Dean Phillips. Like, if he was the one that got elected, like a Dean Phillips type of guy wouldn't fuck over the entire United States because of his cult of personality, you know? Mind you, Dean Phillips isn't going to shake shit up either. He's every one of these people. This is what drives me nuts about all of this, is that every one of these people, Donald Trump, Dean Phillips, Andrew Yang, Joe Biden, whoever the fuck you want to throw in there, they're all part of this. No one's ever going to vote for me or you, and they probably shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the conundrum that America faces. When I talked to John Pedora, if you ever listen to that conversation I had with John Pedora, that podcast, he's like a really intelligent guy. He's had some really like unique life experiences, and no one, you know, is going to vote for him to be president because they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Well, yeah, that's what happens. If you actually want somebody that isn't a career fucking politician, guess what? You're not going to know who the fuck they are.
It'll take him 30 years to become president.
Yeah, actually, when I was talking to Katrina Christian, she said that was
That's
her.
how they just worked their way up.
Yeah, she said, she goes, I want to be in the Senate now because I don't want to work for 30 years as a politician and become a career politician. She's like, I want to do it while I'm still fresh, you know?
Well, like, Joe was a senator in Delaware for like 40 years. Maybe there should be a limit of like 30 so it encourages people to move up to the next thing, being a governor.
Yeah, I think that there should probably be some type of like almost unionized like system, right? Like after this many years, you should be, you know, considered for a promotion to this or that.
Just like a limit of service.
I think, to be honest with you, I think the idea of
30 years is a long career.
Yeah.
You could retire off that 30 years.
Well, like I said, the video I watched was a little bit opinion changing for me because they pointed out that not all of these people
citizens work 30 years and retire.
Mhm.
So why shouldn't they?
Well, because some of these people,
children.
but some of these people are interested in like fixing stuff. As fucking as insane as that sounds, because I know we're all like fucking black-pilled to believe that every politician's a piece of shit, but they're not. Some of them are
not
trying.
Pieces of shit, but you know they don't want to let go of that grip of power and like the money that comes with it and the contracts, and you help a lot of people. You're influence.
Well,
you're done, dude. You're like time to go with your grandkids, like.
So you have to force them, but that's the unfortunate part. The other part that this video brought up,
because they're making money.
But so here's the thing: when they do leave, they just join corporations that lobby. So that's the other part of it. Is
that's
like
fine, whatever. Like,
but when you look at lobbying,
they're out.
When
they're
you look
out of office, so somebody else has to commit.
But then you look at the lobbying and how much like bills pass because of lobbying compared to like, so it's something like if you have the big lobbying behind a bill, it's like 95% likely to pass if everybody like likes it, you know, like people on the lower end, us, and the lobbying likes it, it's like 95%. If just lobbyists are doing it and the regular people aren't, it's still like 95%. Because it doesn't actually change whether or not like we care or not. It cares whether big money cares. And that's the real problem. And that's what she was pointing out in this video, is that when these people leave office, term limits don't get rid of the fact that big lobbying is actually the one who decides on these laws, you know? So the problem with it is that unfortunately where we're at, the system is pretty solidified in being what it is. And so that's why I like democratic socialism.
Imperfect.
Because it talks.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
What's that?
It's imperfect. Isn't that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying is
grinding constantly. That's kind of the point.
I don't think that people understand that, though. I think that people think there is a perfect.
Either. Like maybe people are living a lot longer than they have before as well. Like you can be an octogenarian and run for president. So
yeah,
maybe the lifespans are getting longer to fix it. Yeah, that's weird.
But an 82-year-old's healthier now than an 82-year-old would have been, 30 years ago. So there's that too, because they say
I'm saying when they wrote this without term limits.
Yeah. There's a lot. Well,
people were gonna be that old.
Then we got to talk about the Constitution, and people don't want to talk about that. Everybody wants to fucking.
Serving in government's supposed to be like jury duty. You're not supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it should be. There's a set of books called The Assassin's Apprentice or something like that, and there's a country that's ruled by a person, and they're known as a sacrifice. And the whole idea is that person doesn't get paid well. They don't live in a gigantic palace. They don't their whole point is that they're there. In fact, it was like if you're the sacrifice of Egypt and fucking Israel shows up on your doorstep and Israel has the bigger army and can completely destroy your entire country, that president would come out and go, take me instead. And that's what very fantasy type of idea, but the moral of it is the thing. That's what I was saying earlier about a police officer. If a police officer dies in the duty of trying to take guns out of the hand of a mentally ill person, that's what they signed up for. Because you're not signing up for the fucking paycheck. You don't sign up you're not signing up for the benefits. You're not signing up for the career pension you're going to get out of it. You should be signing up if you want to be a police officer because you want to make a difference in the community. That's the problem with all of these types of jobs like this, whether it's being a politician or it's being a police officer or it's being a doctor or a teacher, is it should be people that want to do it, not people that are doing it because it's a good career path. Because then all you end up with is a bunch of people that are like, well, I'm not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize me making money. That's shit.
Isn't that kind of what we got?
Yeah, that's exactly what we have.
There's to be a lot of that going on.
No, that's what I'm saying is you even said it earlier. You have to fix the disease, not just, you have to work towards fixing the actual disease. Yeah, if you're just working on symptoms all the time, then, you're, or even not working on the symptoms, you're blocking them like fucking you do with a nasal decongestant, then nothing ever gets fixed. But the problem with this, and this is something I'll shit on America for, is that the constant flip-flopping of 8 years of this type of president and 8 years of this type of president and then 8 years of this president ends up with this really inconsistent system where, it's half Republican, half Democrat, and sometimes it's 60-40 and sometimes it's 70-30. And nothing ever really gets accomplished in a timely manner. By the time we get things accomplished, I mean, look at it. Fucking, we're still talking about women's rights, and it's 2024. That's fucking insane. We shouldn't be talking about whether or not women could have access to IVF in 2024. That's fucking insane. We shouldn't be talking about whether or not a woman has to carry a non-viable fetus that could literally kill her and is not going to be a child once born in 2024. That's insanity. We have to get past, we have to be able to say we solved a problem and move the fuck on from it. And instead what we have is one party pushes things forward and then the other party gets in and takes it back. And then the other party gets back in.
If they solved all the problems, they'd be out of a job.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you know what I'm saying. I don't even think that way. I don't think that a lot of these people are even doing that. I think that a lot of these people do actually have a good reason to try to be a politician. I think they do want to make changes. I will even say this. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and them, they're fucking dumb, but I think that they believe the shit that they say. I think that they believe they're drinking their own Kool-Aid, So like I said, I think that we have a misconception that every politician that gets in here is just hanging onto their job. I think a lot of these people are trying to make a difference. And we as a people are doing ourselves a disservice by not engaging and voting on things, you know, or running for office. I keep saying this. I said this to Emmett when Emmett said that about Israel, Palestine. I go, why are you getting mad at me that I'm not talking about Israel, Hamas? And he's like, well, you have a platform. I'm like, who the fuck am I? You buy a mic, buy a camera, and get on the fucking internet and tell people what you think about Israel, Hamas. Because we live in a day and age where it's easier than ever to make an impact. My channel is...
What do you think about it last year before anything happened?
What do you mean? Like, as far as...
Yeah, Israel Hamas. Like, that's what you would ask him, or I would.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. What did you think? Yeah, nothing.
A year ago.
Zero. He didn't think about it at all, and neither did the majority of these people.
I didn't say anything. I didn't want to look like no expert.
No, and that's why I stay away from it, because I think that my voice being added to it is just more misinformation. It's more miseducation. If I start telling you what I think about that, you know, without any actual like education as to what's going on, really, not just like, you know, I watched 2 YouTube videos and I know everything about the situation now. It's just adding to the noise. It's just adding the misinformation and the miseducation, and it's just making the problem worse. So I choose to stay out of it because of the fact that I don't feel that I know enough about it. And, you know, I am a fence sitter. I do say things like, I just think that, you know, right now it seems like people should be looking for a ceasefire. I don't think that we need to continue, you know, to go this route, and it sounds like that's what Biden's asking for.
There's enough politics in the U.S. to stay busy with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you tend to have...
why step into that shitstorm?
You tend to have people that are like kind of like almost scholars on individual subjects, right? Like, you know, like there's people that know a lot about the border problem. There's people that know a lot about Israel, Hamas. There's a lot of people that know a lot about pro-life, pro-choice. And that's really what it's meant to be. Is that we're not supposed to all know everything about everything. We're supposed to be...
know a little about a lot.
You can know a little about a lot, but you should also have something that you focus on. You're a cog in a machine. You want to bring something to the table. So, like, for me, you know, I like to bring my perspective because of my background, because I don't come from money, because I am poor. I am, like, you know, gaining education. I think that I, like, appeal more to people like myself. And so I try to take that responsibility seriously, and I try to do as much research as I can, and I try to admit when I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And unfortunately, what we have nowadays is a bunch of people that all want to claim that they're experts on viruses, claim they're experts on fucking warfare, claim that they're experts on humanitarian efforts, and nobody can be an expert on all of those things. You know,
I learned a lot listening to Joe Rogan. I know what you're talking about.
We're gonna fix 7 decades of them not getting their shit together. Exactly, Artie.
And we all listen to podcasts.
Thank you, Artie.
Now, dude. We all know everything. We're all experts now.
Well, and it's one thing. Look, if it's me and you bullshitting off a mic, if it's me and you sitting there just talking, I don't care. You know, that's fine. But when you get on a fucking, you know, a mic and you want to talk and you want to, like I said, I was going to say is when Emmett complains about me not fucking talking about Israel Hamas, what he doesn't understand is over the last year, I've reached 1.1 million people with this channel, right? 1.1 million people. That's a lot of fucking people. Like, you couldn't have done that 10 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago. You couldn't have done that 15 years ago. The only people reaching anybody was MSNBC or CNN or Fox News. Now, every single person has a chance to reach 1.1 million people. Like, it's not like I'm fucking special. I didn't do anything that was all that crazy, you know? And when you have people that are complaining...
Did you eat a hot chip?
I didn't. I bet I could have reached like 4 million people if I would have done that. You know? And here's the thing is, like, you can sit around and complain how bad shit is, or you can fucking get on a mic with a camera and tell people why you think it's bad, and leave your ideas up to other people to judge, and educate yourself and learn from that. But most people just want to sit behind a fucking keyboard and complain and say everything's bad with the fucking world and this is what's wrong. And I'll be honest with you, it's Fahrenheit 451. Fahrenheit 451 points out in the book, it says, the government never had to tell people education was bad. People decided that on their own, and that's where we're fucking at. People don't trust the educational system. People want to ban books. People want to say that, like, educators are trying to groom their children and all this shit. At the end of the day, when we're fucking all stupid because we've banned books and we've all decided to fucking teach our own children, like, this country is going to be ran by a bunch of fucking idiots, and we're going to deserve it because not even the politicians did it to us. We did it to us. That's the fucking problem. People got to learn that when they bitch and complain about stuff, they're taking away their own rights. They're not taking away... None of these politicians are fucking being affected by the shit that you're asking them to take away. You think these guys are going to take away their guns? You think they're going to fucking, take away their access to porn? No. You're only taking away your access to porn. Anyways. Now you're making me rant. All right, I got to go eat pizza. Artie, thanks for hanging out, Artie.
You got pizza?
Yeah, fucking cold pizza now. I didn't expect to be on for this. I wasn't gonna watch it, but it's good we watched it. I'm glad you watched it. Like I said, for me, it isn't a question for me.
I want to watch it.
I don't
want to hear someone else recap it and play it back to me.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that's good. I think that you should watch it. I'm glad you watched it.
I'm gonna end up watching it again.
Yeah, you should
listen to somebody debunk it after this.
Yeah, and look, that's the thing, right? You're going to hear people that are going to come out and they're going to say, he said that he wants to do this with infrastructure, but he never did that shit, blah, blah, blah.
Things that people want to hear. I'm not, you don't have to explain that to me.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? Speaking of Palestine. What's up, Lori?
There will be people that will, like, dissect this whole thing and, like, make it, they're going to pick it apart. And that'll be interesting to watch. And
the thing about it is that, like, it's really unfortunate that in this sphere, there's money to be made by saying things, like it's really unfortunate because I would much rather hear somebody give honest feedback on this. Like I support Biden. I'm going to vote for Biden. He's the better choice than Trump on almost every single issue. But at the end of the day, if you came to me and you said, hey, when he said he was a fucking senator for 39 years, actually he had only been a senator for 29 years, that's bullshit. I go, okay, and you fucked up. That's fine. Like, I don't expect people to be perfect. That's the weird thing about the Trump side, is that they think that Trump is perfect, and that's fucking strange. And that's why I keep saying it. Like, there's nothing wrong with admitting Joe Biden is old. He is old.
Trump's like a freak, though. He's like an actor. He's like Reagan. Actor became president.
Yeah, same shit. No, you're right. And that's why that he modeled, Make America Great Again is...
Biden,
what's that?
Ever before Obama.
But you shouldn't.
He just chilled in Delaware, like no one ever heard of him, and then he became vice president and continued.
I want to hear from my war leaders, my generals, if you're Napoleon, if you're George Washington... that's fine.
He did plagiarize a bunch of shit.
Oh, no. There's first of all, every one of these motherfuckers plagiarizes shit out of everything.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Kids just use AI.
Every one of these people plagiarizes shit out of everything. Shit. Yeah, no. And that's what I keep saying. All the people that got mad at Gavin Newsom, they're like, he went to the French Laundry during COVID. He's supposed to be... It's like, you guys did too.
That was pretty cold-blooded.
Yeah, but every one of you guys fucking were, like, literally fucking breaking the fucking quarantine. Dude, I was breaking the quarantine.
I don't live in California, so I guess human being.
I'm sure fucking Katie Hobbs did some shit too, Arizona.
I didn't vote for her.
I don't know. I like Katie Hobbs. I think she's okay.
I don't know how she won. She never appeared anywhere in public. She just quietly ran a quiet campaign and won.
Exactly what Laurie said. He's old as fuck, but Trump is old and he's a maniac. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't need to read. I don't need to watch people's speeches. I don't need to see the short clips of what they did or when they fell off their bike or when they stuttered. All I look at 4
more years. That's. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
And that's a long time. 30, 80, 79.
You already said it. If Joe Biden passes away, Kamala Harris becomes the president. I'm fine with that. Like I said, the main thing that people don't understand is up until about Franklin Pierce, who's one of the worst presidents in the entire fucking history of presidents, presidents didn't do what presidents do now. Presidents, up until him, put people in place to do these jobs, and they were practically a fucking figurehead, okay? This idea that the president is going to be this person that does all these different things is stupid. I just went over why that's bad. You don't put a person in office that's good at everything. You put a person in office that's going to put other people in places that are perfect for them. It's like being the manager of a store. I'm very good at almost every department in my store. Sure. And could I run the store by myself? Probably. Would it make sense? Fuck no. Does the store run better because instead I find people that are very good at the job to do those jobs so I don't have to do those jobs? 100%. When I talk about Joe Biden, I'm not talking about Joe Biden being good at solving all these problems. I'm talking about Joe Biden being the person that puts people in place. Joe Biden didn't come up with the CHIPS Act. Chuck Schumer did. Chuck Schumer didn't come up with the CHIPS Act. Somebody else came up with something that was similar to it, and Chuck Schumer was like, we should fucking do that before everybody else does it, and we fall behind. Like, that's the most important part of all of this stuff, is that people think of Trump or Biden as being the type of president that does all these things. Trump put a bunch of his...
He needs to start doing some cool shit.
God damn it!
Do a kickflip.
You guys are killing me.
If he did it...
yeah, right, Artie.
Like, damn, Biden's awesome.
Yeah, I know, but that's the unfortunate part, and that's why
just like be a human being, do some like normal, cool. Play a saxophone.
Yeah, play a saxophone. You know what saxophones lead to?
We need
Sex.
we need some squirrel riding the water skis, kind of, you know. Like,
we need a moment. Yeah, I know. Well, that's why
America
he got on.
Needs to breathe for a second,
bro. He got on TikTok. That's why. That's not fucking Biden's fault. It's Trump's fault. He's the one that has created all this craziness.
Biden or Trump. I'm just saying, like, America, like, it can't breathe, and then we need to let it breathe for a second.
Yeah, no, we do.
Just all this drama for the last 10, 15 years, like.
Well, fuck, if you don't want drama, then you should vote for Biden.
Like, it's the future. We're living in the future.
Yeah.
Still petty shit.
No, and here's something else I want to say, though, is that people need to realize that what we're doing right now is a very small bubble. When you go out into reality and you talk to people, very little of this is actually going on unless you bring it with you. The reason that most people believe Biden's going to win, most likely win, is because people see D's or R's on their ballot. So it's really about who feels the best about things at that time, who is motivated to vote. And it's most of these people don't know what's going on with Biden. Most of these people barely even know what's going on with Trump, with everything going on in the news. They're just aware of Biden old, Trump criminal. That's about as much as they know about all this stuff.
No, you think everyone's got a smartphone now? Like, people in all ages are using them.
But a lot of people are closing down because of the exhaustion.
Closeted on Twitter, you know, like they might not talk about it, but people are all deeply involved.
But they're not watching fucking politics, bro. They're watching squirrels on water skis.
No, I think like a bunch of people are just on their phones, deeply involved in politics.
Yeah, I know that. I think more people are politically activated than they've ever been before because of exactly what you're talking about, phones and internet and all that business.
Possible.
Yeah. But at the same time, I do think we also overestimate the amount of people that are politically activated because we talk to each other and we're like, oh, like everybody should know all this shit. But even for you, like you didn't think you could do an hour-long fucking thing, and that's because you've seen clips, right? Like a lot of people don't delve deep into any of this information. They don't like actually like experience the full like, you know, thing of it. So that's why the media is so important, is because whatever they're showing is what these people that are getting small amounts of information are seeing. And that's why it's bad. And that's also why you get a lot of people that are on the left jumping out there and screaming at, you know, Jon Stewart for saying Joe Biden's old, because they're like, somebody's going to see that, and that's the only thing they're going to see, and then that's going to cause them to vote a different way. But I don't believe that that's true. I believe that
he's 80.
What's that?
That's all. He's 80 years old. I'm like, I want to see how long he's going to talk for.
Yeah.
He's an older dude.
But like I said, I don't care how long he talks.
He doesn't talk long like that very often.
Oh, but he doesn't need to. I don't want my president up there talking. I want my president doing work. I want my president putting through legislation and finding fucking, you know, things that do need executive orders to be passed. I mean, to be honest with you, I wish that
him talk live. The guy wants to run the country. I just want to see him.
But I don't want to. That's my thing. Is I don't want my time spent talking. I want the time that I have elected a president. I want them spending that time working on legislation and getting shit done. I didn't, vote for a person because I think they're cool. I vote for them because I think that they can forward the progress of America, and that I want to be able to take advantage of those things before I fucking die.
No one ran against him, so right, like.
Yeah, well, dude, there are people running against him, but there's no debates.
It seemed like this would have been the best time for somebody to beat him, because like the other competitor is Trump.
Yeah, but there's no incumbent. There's never a.
Well, what about Michelle?
No, but they won't do that. Like
Yeah,
statistically, it makes no sense to run against an incumbent. I mean, if you look
he'll probably just step down and hand it to Kamala in the first year or something.
That would be fucking amazing.
Like my age is, whatever. Right?
I'm not even saying that.
I'm gonna step down.
I'm not even saying that'd be amazing because I want Joe Biden to step down. I just know that would just trigger the fuck out of conservatives, dude.
It would likely happen. It's just like John never stepped down. He should have.
Yeah, well, McConnell's retiring now. Feinstein should have. I agree.
They both do it. I'm not
Yeah.
just saying Democrats and stuff.
No.
Like John McCain. Look at that.
Yeah, but I think McCain was doing a good job up until he passed. I think he was still doing pretty good stuff.
When you have a problem with your brain, you probably shouldn't be.
But so there you go. That's what I was going to say is I think we need to get past term limits and we need to start talking about cognitive capacity. Like I think that you should. I mean, I'm all for Joe Biden taking a cognitive test. If that's what it takes, I'm all for Donald Trump doing it as well.
It doesn't even matter if you're fit or not. Like, why wouldn't you be like, hey, I need to stop doing this job because I have a brain tumor? Like,
Yeah.
What are you doing? Well, that's how crazy power must be. Where you're like, I'm dying, but I would rather be here doing this.
I don't think it's specifically power though, because I just read a story about a girl that was 40, and she retired from Google because obviously Google pays a lot of money, and she retired from 40, and she said it lasted 6 months, and she had to go back to work because not because of financial reasons, but because people need a reason to live. That's why grandparents tend to live longer when when they have access to their grandchildren. So like people that move away from grandparents and stuff like that tend to the grandparent passes away quicker because they don't have a reason. So I think that when you look at people like John McCain or Dianne Feinstein or Nancy Pelosi or any of these guys, you start to kind of see a little bit of that. And to be honest with you, I do think that there should be some medical reasoning behind people like McCain or Feinstein being removed from office. I think that if you could prove that Joe Biden doesn't have the mental capacity to be the president of the United States of America, then that's fine. Then he shouldn't be the president of the United States of America. But it should be across the board. It shouldn't be just one person, we should be having these types of, conversations. I think Nikki Haley actually is one of the people that said that. Nikki Haley said that she was for, but she fucking politicked it. She was like anybody over 80, which left Donald Trump out of it, which now she's fucking, I bet she's fucking sad now.
People are living longer.
Well, yeah. And our kids, the next generation, could possibly live. They believe they could possibly live to be 150 years old. So that conversation is going to change.
I heard Rogan say that shit this afternoon.
Oh, did you? I didn't. I don't watch Rogan really anymore.
It must have been in some article or some shit because people have already. It's going around.
Yeah.
You just said it. I just heard it this morning while I was working.
It must be in an article because I know that statistic from probably like 10 years ago. But that's like. You know how that shit works. Like you hear something a long time ago, and it just fucking comes around, and people talk about it because age is being talked about right now.
Or is it a popular book?
What is it? What's the book?
No, I'm just saying, or maybe it was in a bestseller.
Yeah. Somebody quoted it in a bestseller. Dr. Phil said that on some show or some shit like that. But yeah,
Dr. Phil being super based last week on Rogan.
I didn't see it. I don't have a lot of problems with Dr. Phil.
Wearing his leather jacket and shit.
Well, yeah, he's a fucking boomer.
Phil, I'm like, you got real based all of a sudden, dude.
He's got some bad opinions on, his problem. Dr. Phil's thing is he keeps saying, "Well, I'm not political and I don't know a lot about politics."
He is now.
But then, well, no, I just watched a show like last week where he said he wasn't political, and this is something everybody does. I'm not political, but I think that this politician is wrong for this reason.
I got high and
Oh, did he? Did he smoke?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, but
that'd be
didn't-
amazing.
I don't know if he did or didn't smoke.
That would have been amazing.
And he did get super political and like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's the problem is that everybody wants to be political. Everybody wants to have conversation on politics.
He's just cashing in, like.
Probably. I mean,
like, hey, I see where the money's going. I'm gonna get in that direction.
Not a lot of money in fucking bad kids, reforming bad kids anymore.
I guess he's gonna start his own news. Outlet.
Oh Jesus Christ! Of course he is. Fuck, there's enough news outlets. People got to stop this shit.
I mean, you're sitting in a news outlet right now.
I'm not a news outlet. I am the news. I like to point out that
Randy.
my fucking channel is mostly centered around talking shit to Trump supporters. What's that?
You are the liquor, Randy.
I am the liquor. Exactly. Fucking shitstorm a brewing. How's it going, Wesley? I was supposed to be getting off, but fucking Richard keeps talking to me. I keep dead nipping you. All right.
That was fun.
Yeah. Hey, tomorrow I got band fucking time with the kids.
No,
sorry, kids.
I gotta do it.
But Saturday. When do you work on Saturdays and Sundays?
Yeah, I work every day.
Okay. How about this? When are you awake and at home on Saturdays and Sundays?
No.
Just not at all.
Maybe like 3 to 5 in the afternoon.
Okay. I'm not gonna probably be on that late, but I'll probably be on that in the morning.
Playing Helldivers.
Yeah. Oh, you playing Helldivers?
What's this guy? Brand new.
The mark of the beast shall be a branded barcode called the Omni. Comes with free 32,523.
Wait.
Shit.
For that.
Dude, I need some money.
That.
Yeah. I don't have a soul to sell, so it's okay. I think I come out pretty.
What's this guy doing?
I come out pretty good on that. Jesus shall make all those to eat the flesh of their sons and daughters. Well, that doesn't sound pleasant.
Where did this?
I don't know, but I like it.
Nowhere.
This is my shit.
Who invited this guy?
This is generally when I all of a sudden have like 15,000 views, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't get off. Because Wesley comes in here and spices up the chat.
Their sons and daughters, so I have it.
What do you?
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, I better get off, or else I'm eating the coldest pizza ever. But I want to stay because Wesley's fucking keeping me going.
Yeah. What is this? Look, the power of Christ.
Not telling the
Wesley.
vision from Jesus, you shall lose all you have. I've been talking about Jesus for at least a week straight, Wesley. He's probably a priest.
Power of Christ.
Trying to compels me.
Hold on, let me talk to him in internet speak.
Okay. My brother in Christ. I've been calling people my brother in Christ for like the last week. The power of Christ compels you. Very good. I don't want to repent. I did accept Team Tebow as my savior, though. I did. I accepted Tim Tebow as my savior.
Actually, ramen, dude, I've been getting to become a professional ramen guy.
There's a lot of ramen that gets cooked in my house. A lot of ramen.
Do you guys do the half egg thing, though?
I don't think they like the egg.
Children's ramen. You make children's ramen with just water?
They don't like stuff in their ramen, dude. Eli,
no, what the fuck?
Eli and them do the fucking loaded ramen. They put the vegetables and all that stuff in it.
You put all the stuff in it. It's very good.
A bunch of goddamn hipsters. That's what's going on with you guys.
You guys are eating it dry.
Yeah. Dude, a bad night on Shorts Lives is 848 views. How crazy is that?
Like this, look, he left. See, it worked.
Yeah, he got compelled. Christ compelled him.
Wait,
he's back. Why do I know if you're not first, you're last, Wesley? Jesus Christ! Shake and bake. How the fuck does he not know that? Did you not watch fucking the Will Ferrell movie? Ricky Bobby? Is that really Ricky Bobby in chat? Uncle Fatty, is that Ricky Bobby?
This guy is relentless.
You gotta get on or tomorrow.
Clap your cheeks tonight, Wesley.
I gotta get you on one of these nights when when the chat is flying and I'm talking shit to people. That's like the most fun, dude. The most fun is just when I am just talking trash to people. It's like the most fun stream of all time. I'm telling you, that's why like nobody watched tonight. They're like, look at this fucking guy watching the fucking Union address.
Dude, you'll be paralyzed. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, careful. Careful. October 10th, 2005.
Dance moves, bro. You're gonna be paralyzed. You're gonna
Hold on.
Oh, I can't move.
Hold on.
Stunned.
Is this the dude that keeps calling out like when the world is coming to an end and they just keeps changing the date?
31st, 20. These already happened. What is it?
Okay, Google October 10, 2005. Tell me what it says, Richard.
I looked up the 31st one.
What was that? What happened?
Some COVID stuff.
It
could be anything.
Wesley, you gotta be more specific with your prophecies, please. We need specific.
Officers in New Orleans died. Japanese aerospace test jet. Kashmir earthquake.
Okay.
Earthquake.
I think we're on. I think we're on it. Yeah, seen the device in Chicago that hallmarks the beginning of the hell. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's from a book, Wesley. I think that's from a book.
There were earthquakes on both of those days.
Oh, okay. Give us more dates, Wesley, because we're putting the pieces together.
Beginning of hell? Wait, what?
Is hell actually below the earth? Is it inside the earth? Is that a real thing? Because if it is, I kind of want to see it.
I was thinking of that movie with the spaceship where they go to hell. Sphere? Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, is that the one with the big sphere? Like they find the sphere and they touch it and they go inside it? Yeah.
And they're actually in hell. They all already died.
Wesley, are you quoting Sphere right now? Let us know. This is like Ouija. It's like using a Ouija board. Yeah, Fetty's probably like got like 6 windows up. He's on like Speakeasy's chat right now. He's in Gray Pills chat.
I always go to their channel and it's like their new users.
I know. It's never fun.
No, this guy is like a real guy.
Oh, nice. All right, we're gonna.
He's got videos.
Okay.
Cult Omni, everything you need to know about.
My dude Wesley, I am going to watch your videos, bro. Wait.
This dude's on some religious
do you also play the blues? Oh, and do you play piano too? Badass.
This guy actually has like videos.
You have 384 videos, Wesley.
Usually I go through the people in chat and I look up.
No, it's always like they always have like nobody. Yeah, it's always the new member thing. Yeah.
I noticed a lot of them are all from like the and like presidential time is when they all signed up for YouTube.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. Like a lot of
I know. Yeah.
People say weird shit in chat. Like that's what I look at it. Like,
well, a lot of them are COVID. A lot of them are 2019, 2020.
Oh, I guess that's.
A lot of people signed up for YouTube during COVID. I think Wesley's trying to tell us that the sphere is in the parking garage. Second, I have the heart in the way. I can't see everything he says. Second city.
I bet you did a ton of cocaine.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Wesley, I work with a lot of musicians. I have a jazz drummer for a warehouse guy that you'd probably greatly enjoy having conversations, but you'd want to stay away from the religion. He's not big on that religion.
All right, I'm done.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
Old man eyes. I'm gonna try to play Helldivers and be real bad, and then Alt F4 out of it in the middle of the match.
God, you're a terrible person. You're a terrible human being.
Bye, guys.
Why would you do that? Oh my God, you're a terrible person. All right, well, we got to have a night where there's more people on where me and you shit talk each other. Okay.
Let's drink a tall can first and like pregame it.
And then we'll just go at each other? Yeah, we'll fucking just scream. Okay. Yeah. All right. Dave Brubeck?
Yo, well, Bud Light. All right.
All right.
See you later.
All right. Bye, everybody.